The earth is on fire, and it's all because of Warlock, and I am swimming in Warlock comics on Comic Book Canon. Guys, it's been a crazy week. My beloved Giants lost. Their season ended. But it doesn't matter anymore because WATLOCK is officially in the MCU. And yes, they're all mine. I'm just kidding. I know there's a few left out there for all you guys, but I was kind. You guys know me. I've been kind. I left a few. I'm so happy we're going to be talking about Comic Book Canon, about Warlock on Comic Book Canon tonight. But we also have some really awesome special guests that are hanging out with us tonight. And we're not just going to talk about comic books tonight, folks, and I'm excited about that as well. But as he always introduces me, it is now my turn to introduce my co-host, my other half, Jeff.
Hello! We are here! It's usually me doing that, but you had to take that. And I thought you'd have a little bit less Warlocks in your hands, but no, you went all in. And that's probably only half of what you actually own. Yeah, here we go.
It does for the Warlock, the WATLOCKs.
WATLOCKs indeed. Hey, courtesy to Matt Stadge for the WATLOCK. We've been calling it him WATLOCK for quite a while now, and you guys have picked up on that. We're very appreciative of that, indeed. But Chris, man, it's been like, I am super psyched about the show because we have the comic couple themselves, Tommy and April. That's right. We have a hashtag for them as well, the comic couple. Please start using that. I'm sure they're going to appreciate that greatly. But these are the guys. They bring it each and every time for Fresh from the Comic Shop. They've both won individually Fresh from the Comic Shop, not by our choice. Like, again, we are not the judges here. We just present the information. We just present the covers with the books and everything, and y'all vote on them. So anyway, super happy to have them here. And it's been kind of an interesting couple weeks. The news has been dry, but like, honestly, Chris, we had the news just wake up this Monday because there's something special that happened specifically for you. I think specifically for you. Give us the goods. How about that?
Guys, with all my heart. Warlock in the MCU, guys. I could sit here and make fun of it all I want, but it's official. It is official. After almost 4.5 years since we saw our first teaser of the character, at the end of Guardians Volume 2, we have Adam Warlock finally confirmed that he will indeed be showing up in Guardians Volume 3, and James Gunn let it rip this week, taking to Twitter and announcing that Will Poulter is going to be the MCU's Adam Warlock. Gunn stated on Twitter, as you guys know, I often strike down false rumors. So, welcome to the Guardians family, Will Poulter, excuse me. He's an amazing actor and wonderful guy. See you in a couple of weeks. Poulter is known for his roles in the Maze Runner trilogy and the Academy Award-winning The Revenant. He's done a lot of other work that a lot of people are giving him crap for as well, that he did as a young kid. He did that, I forget the name, the vacation trip with Robin Williams. So here's the thing, man. For me, I'm obviously extremely happy that we got this official announcement in casting. And Will Poulter, this is an individual that I think is getting the same crap that I gave Chris Evans when he was announced as Captain America. It's like, this guy, he's been in funny movies. I don't see the seriousness. And I trust in Feige. I trust in Sarah Haley Finn and James Gunn and team for sitting down and doing what they needed to do to bring the right people on board. Gunn talked about how, they took a couple of months to, do the auditions and bring folks in. And they said that it was just so strong and they didn't second guess it. So I'm looking forward to it. I trust in the process. We have to get out of the habit of looking at characters as the actors and not actors playing a character. And same goes for like Robert Pattinson as Batman. You know, I think before the trailer anyways, oh, sparkly vampire boy. It's like, no, that was a character that he plays. He's an actor that can do so much more. I think the same slack goes for Daniel Radcliffe. People laugh at me when I say he can play a good Wolverine. Have you guys seen anything else other than Harry Potter? Harry Potter. That was a role he did as a kid. He's a grown man. Will Poulter, I don't know exactly how old he is, but he is a very more mature actor that has got a lot under his belt now. I am absolutely excited to see what he's going to do in this film as Adam Warlock.
You know, I think there was a missed opportunity by the MCU, though, by Kevin Feige himself. And Serge Henderson says it best. Chris should have been Warlock. I mean, like, we can all agree on that. We can all agree. Nobody has a passion more than Chris for the character of Warlock, Adam Warlock. So, but yeah, I trust in Feige. He makes the final decisions on these things. I bet you James Gunn, that was a preference of his too. I trust in James Gunn. He's excellent. Everything James Gunn has done, in my opinion, completely, at the very least, entertaining. Yeah. But also, like, he also brings so much heart and so much thought into the writing and directing all of his films. So I'm psyched. I guarantee you, because Will Poulter has some comedic chops. I have a feeling we're going to see some Adam Warlock with comedic chops. The character's very stoic. He's very, but right. I think there are going to be moments, not like Drax comedy, but I think there will be some interesting moments with Will Poulter. So this is great news, guys. This is a character we've all been asking for. Finally arrives in the MCU with the official announcement. Will Poulter will be playing Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and probably further on.
Beyond.
But in the more immediate future, Chris, we have some interesting shows coming up. You got Hawkeye followed by Ms. Marvel. And we just got a new Hawkeye trailer after getting one a month ago. And how about this? Let's just check it out, talk about it on the other side. Sound good? Yeah.
It's going to be the best Christmas ever. So I took the kids to New York to see a show.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
And then people started trying to kill us.
Actually, it's pretty bad when you think about it.
It's the most wonderful time.
Let me guess, you're gonna need another day.
Or two? Things have gotten complicated. Probably should have brought more guys. Oh, good. You did.
It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time.
We're out of regular arrows.
Oh my God, trick arrows? Dangerous in that
one? Marvel's Hawkeye.
It's just some Christmas.
First 2 episodes streaming November 24th. Only on Disney+.
I mean, nothing really changed from the tone of the previous trailer. There's a couple new clips in there, but it doesn't decrease my excitement. It doesn't increase it, but I was psyched to begin with. So I'm super happy, especially but what they're basing the source material off of the Aja and goodness gracious, I cannot remember the writer. But their run, which was excellent. There's a lot of humor in that as well. And I'm psyched to see Kate Bishop finally, Chris. I am psyched to see it's time. And they're premiering with 2 episodes on November the 24th. Super exciting. Again, Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, which should lead the last episode right into Christmas. So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I think is going to happen. You got Hawkeye, which is 6 episodes, so you're going to have 4 episodes after that, which again I think will lead right into Christmas. Right before Christmas. That's when Book of Boba Fett starts. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all eagerly anticipating that. And then Ms. Marvel probably in January. So, guys, Chris and I talked about this in 2020, about the floodgates opening. They have opened, and they haven't stopped. I think we're drowning in this comic book content we were all waiting for during the early onset of the pandemic. So this is, again, it's an exciting time to be a comic book fan, especially with all of these properties. But now, Chris.
Yep.
We got some DC news. I mean, like, this week was chock full of news, but we had to cut some news segments. We had to cut some news seconds because we got to get to the comic couple. But Chris, what do we got next?
All right, well, some DC news, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's going to get a little heavy here. This is something that's, again, DC causing a controversy, and it's with Jonathan Kent, the current Superman, the son of Clark Kent, Kal-El, comes out as bisexual. So it has been officially revealed that John Kent, son of Clark Kent, to be bisexual in the upcoming issue of John Kent's solo title, Superman, son of Kal-El. John falls for a reporter that he had previously befriended named Jay Nakamura. DC has stated that after John Kent took up the mantle as Earth's new Superman and bearing that weight that brings, he, quote, mentally and physically burns out from trying to save everyone that he can. Nakamura was there as his rock of support. All right. This is pretty straightforward to me. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you know, why is it headlines? Well, or you know, they're going to come out with all this negative stuff because it's already happened. We're not even a week into this announcement, and you got YouTube channels, you know, shunning it, saying why this doesn't sell comics, or, you know, it's lazy writing, or who is this for? It's not for anybody. Nobody cares about this stuff. Lazy writing, agenda, etc. All this stuff. This is my response to that. It's love. It is love. There is no difference between John Kent's Jay Nakamura and Clark Kent's Lois Lane. There is no difference between John Kent's Jay Nakamura and Peter Parker's Mary Jane, or Tony Stark's Pepper Potts, or Barry Allen's Iris West. It is love. They are a component of the character. They do not make the character. They do not make the story. They are a key component of the supporting cast. The story still exists outside of Superman, John Kent, outside of his relationship. It merely exists just as like any aspect of a main character supporting cast. Nothing is being shoved down our throats. Media talks about it. That's another thing. Why does the media have to? They're just doing it to sell. Why does the media talk about it? Because anything other than heterosexual, over-sexualized female love interests has for a long time been taboo. Let me repeat that. Anything other than your heterosexual characters with their over-sexualized female love interests have been taboo. For so long, we couldn't talk about it. It wasn't popular to talk about it. It wasn't kosher to talk about it. That's why they hop on it. And look, media outlets want to sell papers, sell stories, but you got to put that aside and look at it as such, folks. All right. It's a part of life. It is an absolute part of life. It may not be part of your life, may not be part of my life, but there's a lot of things that aren't a part of our lives. I'm not a billionaire like Bruce Wayne. That's not a part of my life. I'm not a photographer that works for a newspaper like Peter Parker. That's not a part of my life. I'm not a tech savvy billionaire that can make cool things like Tony Stark. It's not. But guess what? It's part of the character, right? Who is this for? That's another thing. Who is this for? Who even cares? Like, why do we care? Who is it for? It's for whoever wants to read it. It's as simple. Whoever wants to read it. Because it's not just about that. It's about a character named Jonathan Kent that is a superhero with many different layers that has to take on the burden of those responsibilities. Very similar themes that we've seen for over 80 years dealing with superheroes and comic books. Right? Nothing new there. It's for whoever wants to read it. But more importantly, though, we have to stop acting like gay, queer, bisexual, LGBTQ individuals do not exist. And more apparent to this, we got to stop acting like they don't read or collect comics. Because they do. I know many more than I could count on my fingers and my toes. I know many that are supporters of my channel, that probably watch this channel. I have many that I follow and follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I know friends. I have actual friends that are LGBTQ that collect and read comics. Comic books have always been for those that don't fit in to the status quo. So when did we, as nerds being geeks or geeks being nerds or whatever it is and why we love this hobby, decide that certain other individuals are not welcome to it? If this isn't for you, don't buy it. It's that simple. You don't need to make a YouTube video wondering who it's for just because it's not for you. You are not entitled to have every single comic book that's released every single Wednesday speak to you and your likings and interests. I love chocolate ice cream. How dare Peter Parker eat, pecan ice cream in a comic book? How dare they? Who reads this stuff? You're not entitled to it. If you still don't understand why representation matters, you don't like that. You don't like representation matters because I've never watched Black Panther and said, why isn't Black Panther white? It's because psychologically and sociologically, if you are a heterosexual white male, 99% of superheroes, action stars, movie stars, etc., have looked just like you. And that's the fact of the matter. You don't need Black Panther to be white because for every Black Panther, there are dozens of Captain Americas, Batmans, Iron Mans, Supermans. Because, yeah, even the aliens look like you. If it's not for you, don't pick it up. Let other people enjoy what they love. Let these content creators write about experiences and people that are different from you in your immediate circle. Not everything has to be something that's so negative that you feel is ruining your life or is forced or is being shoved down your throat because it doesn't speak to you. Because again, just like for every Black Panther, there's dozens of Captain Americas and Iron Mans and Spider-Mans. For every character that's LGBTQ or minority, there's still dozens more that speak to you. For every book that isn't for you, I guarantee you there's something out there for you. So with that being said, I'm all for this story arc. This is it. And lastly, I do want to say too, comic book creators can't win. Because what's the argument that you always hear? Why don't they? It's not that I'm against. It's not that I'm against gay characters, but why don't they just create new ones? John Kent is a new character that's only been around for a few years, who has been building up. Remember, he was a kid, and now he's a teenager coming into his identity. His sexuality is what happens in real life. It's when you started looking at women, right? It is what it is, folks. It's all representation of real life experiences. And we all don't experience the same thing. Are they doing it to sell comics? Well, guess what? Guess what? Superman started flying to sell comics. Spider-Man started shooting webs and beating bad guys to sell comics. Iron Man has a sweet metal suit to sell comics. Gwen Stacy died to sell comics. A symbiote landed on Peter Parker to sell comics. Doomsday was created and killed Superman to sell comics. Everything that writers do, that artists draw, is to sell comics. But at the end of the day, the foundation of what sells comics is creating art and telling stories that are relatable to anybody that wants to pick up a comic book and say, that's me, or that's a great story, or I identify with that, or whatever the case may be for why they want to read that story. Let it be. Rant over.
Listen, man, that wasn't a rant. We all have different opinions. We all come from different backgrounds and points of view and things like that. You and I tend to agree quite a bit. And I absolutely agree with you on this, 100%. And I'll expand on it just a little bit because I saw some of the reactions that kind of disgusted me. The announcement came out. I was like, I didn't care either way because I didn't even think about it because I was like, I'll see what it's like in the in the story, because it's actually Tom Taylor is writing an excellent story. I've only read the first 2 issues. The problem I have is people being like, it's basically saying I have a gay friend, but and I'm not against it at all. But why do they need to do this? I've seen Black Panther. I didn't want him to be white because I didn't feel like I was excluded from the experience. Meanwhile, this is a white dude talking from a white experience. Okay, Chris and I are both white males. Okay, we have different points of view from other people from other backgrounds, and it's hard for us to sit here and say to other people in other backgrounds, this shouldn't happen. This should not be. It's wrong, because you need to talk to people with different backgrounds and have an understanding of why this matters, why representation matters. It's important. And I'll tell you what epitomizes representation matters is the Black Panther #1, the variant where you see Black Panther and I think Shuri up on a marquee, and 2 young African American kids are like, that's me. Not many people get to say that's me up there. Things are changing, which is that's it right there. I'm going to bring you up, Chris, full screen. That's it right there. That thing right there, it epitomizes why representation matters. Chris, can you go up just a little bit? That's me right there at the bottom. You see that? Very important.
It hangs on my wall. It hangs on my wall for my children.
Excellent cover. And
my biracial children.
I'm gonna end on this note. The thing that does bother me is how the media has covered this, saying Superman is now bisexual. It's not Superman, technically. It's not
mantle. Yeah.
Kal-El.
Right.
It's his son. So they've gotten it wrong. They've gotten everybody into a tizzy, and everybody has just kind of taken this and just ran with it. And you got people who are privileged just being like, I don't understand why they have to do this. Who's this for? Talk to your friends, guys. Talk to you if you feel this way, and if you feel this passionate about it, talk to your friends and who are not the same as you, and ask them why something like this could matter. That's all I'll say about it. I'm a little pissed because there's one YouTuber that just set me off. I'm not going to name names, but it set me and Chris off, actually. So
I want to say one last thing too, and because I know everything gets pulled into a political conversation, and this isn't politics for me. And I think I could speak for you on this, Jeff. This isn't about liberal or conservative or Democratic or Republican. This isn't politics. This is life. All right. I don't care what some conservatives or some liberals, what kind of social issues they use in order to gain votes or to play a card. That's not what this is about. This is real life, and we're talking about it from the heart. Matters of the heart, right? And I want all of you to understand that. And I want you all to understand, if you are a white person, Caucasian, or you are a white male, can you imagine? I know you can't really fathom it. You'll never be able to. But just maybe you could sit and try to imagine a world where you woke up tomorrow and every movie you watched had all black people in it. All right? Every comic book that you picked up was black people. They were all black. They were all black. And maybe once in a while you saw a white person that was like, a janitor in the background of the Daily Bugle. Or maybe on the TV, they were like a drug addict, like in the street, can you imagine that for just a moment and try to put yourself in again, it's not even a conscious rendering of this. This is subconscious conditioning. I don't even think you guys can, and I've studied sociology, okay? I have a minor degree in college in sociology, and I understand sociologic conditionings. I guarantee you, if every comic book you read was all black people for 30 years, And finally, somebody was introduced that looked like you, came from your type of neighborhood, your family background, and had their, showed up in this all black. It's like a group of, you guys probably know what I'm getting at. There's 4 black superheroes that they've been around for years now, and they show up in this issue of this all black superhero team, and it's this white guy that's jumping out of the back on the cover, like boom, in your face. And you open up this book, and I'm telling you, don't sit here and tell me what that would do to you, especially as a kid. Especially as a kid. It absolutely matters. And if you don't understand why it matters, it's because you've never been able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. Again, you guys are great comments here. We really appreciate all y'all for listening to this. Chris and I don't want to be like, getting on a pedestal and preaching here, but we feel things that bother us, we share that. And again, we're not trying to be white saviors by any means. Like, we're all here to just listen to people and understand where they come from, their pains and their experiences. So moving on, John from John Kent. I really have no segue. I have no, turnaround. So why don't we just get into it? Because Tom Holland, is he hanging it up? Is No Way Home going to be the last Tom Holland Spider-Man film? Chris, is it possible?
You want me to answer that right now?
No, I don't, because I got to talk about the story before you do. I think a lot of people are taking from it that it is possible. EW had an article this week with the stars of No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, specifically Tom Holland. He had some interesting quotes, such as, "We're all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise," let's say, he adds. "I think if we're lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. We would give it some time and try to build something different and totally change the films. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we're definitely treating No Way Home like it was coming to an end, and it felt like it, Chris." Oh, but Chris, there's more. Tom Holland continues to say, "We've been making these films for 5 years now," Holland explains. "We've had such an amazing relationship, the three of us, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, who played Ned Leeds, and Zendaya plays MJ. We've been with each other every step of the way. We've done every single film, every single press tour. So this one scene, we didn't know if this would be the last time we were all working together. It was heartbreaking, but also really exciting because we're all moving into the next chapters of our careers. So sharing that moment with them was maybe the best day I've ever had on set. I don't think I've cried like that ever." Now, Chris, people are taking that and running with it. This is his last movie. He said it. It's done. It's the trilogy. It's over. We've ended it. Guys, people are taking these quotes completely the wrong way. He never said, "I'm never playing Spider-Man again." He doesn't know if MJ and Ned will be and Peter will be together again the same way.
Yep.
That's how I read that. You can take your own interpretation and run with it, because a lot of other people have done it and have hyped this up into something, and it's really, in my opinion, not much of anything, because they're going to be moving on to the next phase, next phase of their lives. No more high school. It's probably the college years. So, Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
Exactly. We already have quotes from Sony and Marvel execs that have talked about this next phase. They've talked about they extended their deal in keeping the Spider-Man characters within the Marvel Studios MCU universe. They already extended another 3-movie trilogy for the Spider-Man franchise. That's going to be every other year after this last one. So, and I don't know if Tom Holland has actually signed his contract specifically, but it's already set up. They've already said, and I don't, have it verbatim, but they've already said it's going to be darker, more gritty. They're bringing on a new director. We do know that the current director is going over to the Fantastic Four franchise.
Fact.
So all Tom Holland is doing here, and props to Tom Holland, because I think he's getting better with this, with being able to, do the cryptic, without saying too much.
Yeah, because usually he just spills the beans on everything.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, literally, if you read it, it goes to exactly everything that we already know is fact, which has nothing to do with him hanging up anything. It's true. I mean, we don't know how many of the supporting cast is going to come back. If they do come back, how are they going to come back? Ned Leeds, I don't know. You know, it's going to be more. He already talked about it. It's going to be more mature. It's going to be more dark. That next stage in life, the college years. All he's doing is saying, like you said, we're closing a chapter. We went from boys to men here, or children, you know, young girls to women, boys to men, and it's it. You know, now they close this chapter. Maybe take a little break, but not much of a break, because according to the schedule, man, there's going to be a new Spider-Man in, what year is it? 2023.
Yeah. To go along here, boys to men, you know, they're not going to be playing It So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, because there will be more tomorrows, okay? But EW, in this exclusive interview, they also had some cool new images that we'd like to just share with you. How about, I love this, Chris. I love MJ's face right there, them just diving off of some bridge in New York. Love it. I'm super psyched for this movie. And let's just take a closer look at the costume here with Doctor Strange just chilling in the background. You got a little like white outline of the spider. I don't recall seeing that in previous costumes right there. But guys, yeah. I'm psyched for this film. We only have a month and a half, Chris. Is that correct? Like a month and a half until Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. Super exciting times. Super exciting times. And that right there, guys, that ends the news. Thank you for sticking with us. It hasn't been that long. It normally has not been that long for the past like month or so. DC Fandom is tomorrow. Actually, I think they're starting tonight. We are going to have a chock full of DC news next week. No doubt about that. Warlock will probably be in the news as well. But before we get to our next segment, which is we can't wait for this interview, and there's a ton of you in the chat that can't wait either. We just want to say hi to what's up to everybody. Phil Ailing, what's up? Remy Woolman, Swagger House is in the house. I like that. Jay Nunya, Dan De La Torre, Bottom Tier Collector, Mark Lineker, Battle 66 Delta, Serge Henderson, Heroes Reborn. We got Liliana Marie. She is new to the chat. Everybody say, what is up to Liliana? We got Slots, Jason King, Steve Bradley, Vinnie Whitlock, Ant Evans. Who else? Tommy Boy Collections and April X Visions. Who else? We got a ton of people here, guys. Super psyched for everybody that's here. Louis Logics, Dave Klex, House of L. All right, we can't wait any longer, Chris. We can't wait any longer. We got to get to our guests. They've been very patient in there. I think they've been kicking a lot of things because they said, "Hey, this wasn't going to take that much of our time."
I know, right?
Oh man, and you know what stinks? I always have the image of our guests, and I just did not load it. Yeah, that's just terrible. So let's just bring them in. I'm gonna do the introduction. You're gonna see me reading. I always do these.
You just wanted to bring him in faster than ever before
because we're so excited. You know these two as one of the most creative members of the community. They are always bringing it for Fresh from the Comic Shop with our amazing books and stories, but they also incorporate their other interests too. We've got to know them really well over Instagram and through Fresh from the Comic Shop, but now we are ecstatic to have them on the show. And make no mistake, like Chris, they are Giants fans. Sorry about last night, guys. Please welcome the comic couples themselves, Tommy and April.
What's up?
How are you guys doing?
Good.
And we're talking creativity here, right? Look at this room you guys got going on. So much going on there. You got the neon signs. You got the hot shit car back there. I don't know what it is, but it's red, it's shiny, and it looks cool. And you always got the style. You guys both always have the style.
I'm trying. Yeah, that's a 57 Bel Air convertible.
Oh, Bel Air.
1957, yeah. Chevy Bel Air.
I think at one point you guys called it a Cadillac, so you're lucky Tommy didn't grill you for that.
That must have been Jeff. Okay. So there we go. Now we're even.
Whoa. When did I say Cadillac?
And you called
I think Corvette. I think it was a Corvette.
I never said anything tonight.
We'll have to find it.
This evening, I never said anything like that.
If I take, I usually know my Bel Air. So if I take two whammies here, I'm just I'm done, man.
Yeah. Chris had the worst gaff. I'm sorry, out of the both of them. If I called that a Cadillac, fine. But Chris, woo, he needs to have his fan card revoked. But actually, Chris, it's funny. We should start with you. Why don't you get the first question here? Wait, actually, no. Let me preface this for all you people that are new here. We like to bring our guests in. They have to pass an interview to continue on with the show. And Chris and I ask some tough questions, and we kick a lot of people out. So it's not guaranteed these guys are going to be guest co-hosts of the show going forward. So let's just start it. Chris, softball. Throw him a softball. Let's get them warmed up.
All right. Here we go. Where are we at? Oh, yeah.
By the way, bottom tier collector is very happy that he can finally put a face to the name.
Awesome. All right.
What's going on?
And Aunt Evans, that's my aunt and uncle. Good stuff.
Yeah. Got a lot of our family tuned in, so family
that's
and friends.
Fantastic. Love all over the place. That's fantastic. All right, Chris, you got the first question. Let's go. What do you got?
First question, man, because again, I know Jeff, you just tried to set the record straight, but I got to ask, Giants or Dodgers?
Let me think about that one. Let me think.
We're gonna let Tommy take this one.
Look at him flexing his muscles too. By the way, he looks like you crack your head like a walnut in between his biceps right there.
I would say Giants. Giants all day. I think I even got that tattooed somewhere on me.
Bring that up, Jeff.
Yeah, we gotta see that. We gotta see that tat
somewhere. Is it this side? I don't remember.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to throw it on the IG. We're gonna have to put it up on a
Yeah, I don't want to hit April.
Okay. All right. So we got that cleared up. You guys live close to Austin, Texas. It's one of my favorite cities, specifically in Fort Hood, I guess, right?
Yes, right by Fort Hood.
Close to Fort Hood as well. Now, here's the deal. What's the best barbecue in the Austin area?
There's a few, but I actually haven't been to Franklin's yet.
I would say and I know all my friends because they're all big on smoking ribs, so they're gonna give me grill me. But I would say for ribs, it would have to be Salt Lake. But for brisket, I would have to say Rudy's.
Man,
I was so hoping you guys would say Stubbs so I could be rid of you guys for the rest of the episode.
Whoa.
Salt Lick is where it's at, people. Salt Lick is where it's at. 100%.
Oh yeah.
They got it right, Chris.
All you can eat ribs. Oh man.
They got it right, Chris. All right. Moving on, Chris. Your turn. Here we go. We'll get him here.
All right. This is This is an interesting one. Jeff, you don't know where I stand on this, but
no, Chris. This is your expertise. I have to admit. So you're gonna have to tell me if they're gone.
All right. 64 Ford Mustang or 70 Chevy Chevelle?
You know what? I'm not even into Fords. I'm not really into Chevelles, but I'll say a 70 Chevelle all day. Keep a Ford.
Oh man,
I drove a Ford. I think all my homies will disown me. Maybe my dad.
Funny thing. I love Ford trucks. I grew up in a family with Ford trucks. I have a '89 Ford Ranger right now. I schmob with the Ford trucks, but yeah, man, those Chevelles, man. I actually had a good friend as a kid who had it was a '69. He basically went to the scrap yards, built the engine from scratch. Him and his dad, and man, we had so many good memories and rides. Going, driving around, bumping like Tupac or some Creedence Clearwater on some days, and just rolling in the 69 Chevelle. But the 70s are my year because that's the year that they changed the lights on the back to the round lights, and I love those lights, and they got a little more beefier that year too. So, Jeff, I know the 64 Mustangs are classics, but I never.
They are nice. My cousins in California had them, and we used to go cruising in them. And my cousins had speakers in there, and that thing would just thump. But now I think now my uncle, he has a '57 Chevy Bel Air. He got rid of his '64 Mustang, so he turned over to the Chevys. But he's had Chevys. But yeah, I Chevy all day.
Fun fact. The first model I ever did was a white and red '57 Bel Air.
Nice.
As a kid,
Yeah.
you know, the little
Nice.
toy models. Yeah.
I've always loved the Bel Airs. My dad had a 55 in California, and we drove it from California to Texas. And I said, one day I'll get one. I've always been an Impala guy, and I got my first one. I went to Kentucky and got it, and I found this one, and I still had to sell it quick to buy this one. So I think I'm a Bel Air guy now too.
I gotta ask here. How many cars do you guys have? And you guys have two younger kids.
Yeah.
Are they practical?
The old cars. Yeah. Well, the wagon is. That's why I wanted a wagon, because I had a '59 Impala, and matter of fact, it was last Halloween. I took my kids in it, and they were smashed in there, no room. And I told myself, one day I'm gonna get a wagon. I ended up selling my '59 because I was supposed to buy another car, so it kind of worked out. I picked up the wagon. My kids love it. Matter of fact, my daughter today put on her purple boots because she said, I gotta wear my purple boots because the wagon.
Car.
Yeah, the wagon.
That is adorable. That is adorable. So you have, how many of these like classic cars do you have?
So I have two. I have a '57 and I have 60 wagon, but I don't even drive these. I drive a 2002 Honda Accord to work every day. You know what I mean? I stay low key. Matter of fact, it just got painted. My brother-in-law painted it. So no car payment. So April drives
that's the best. That's the best situation.
Kids, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
I think
good
that
stuff.
was
And
Tommy's first import.
That was April's car. So I took it over and I drive it to work every day. I get to work in like 15 minutes in that car.
Yeah, it's like his little rocket. He calls it.
Yeah,
that's
my little rocket.
I would never expect you to be driving a car like that, but it's like your alter ego. It's like your alter ego,
car.
You know?
It's a coupe, so I call it his single car.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's
kids can't fit, so it doesn't mess up my game.
That is hilarious. All right, Chris, moving on. Next subject we got here.
All right. So we're all collectors here, and I know you guys are big collectors of other things, as I am as well. We talked about cars. Let's talk about some hats, man. And again, big shout out. Thank you for the. If you guys didn't know, this is a Tommy Boy AOK right here. Star Wars.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, no, where's the Star Wars? There, Star Wars. My favorite colors too. I didn't tell him this. I rock red and navy blue like 80% of my fits. Red and navy blue. Yeah. So Star Wars, red and navy blue fitted hat, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I knew that one was for you too.
Let me tell you, Tommy knows hat sizes, so he guessed your hat size. He guesses all
that's right too. Yeah. Jeff, they might have to get a free pass here without going any further because he guessed my hat size.
Yeah, okay. They buttered up the judge. Is what they did.
He knows your hat size. Ask him what my birthday is.
Oh no! We're gonna guys.
I knew she was going to bring that up.
Married couple on here.
She was going to bring it up. And it's
my god!
Calls me the genius of useless knowledge, but I can't remember anything important. Like I can't. That's why I got April.
Except for Chris's hat size.
Yeah. I mean, I can look at people and I'm like, I know what size shoes you wear. I mean, I get stuff for all my buddies. I'm like their personal shopper.
Oh my god! Okay, Chris, this is getting awkward.
Jeff,
man.
you'll be getting a hat too. When I find a Eagles one, I'll find you one too for your birthday.
I appreciate that greatly.
No problem.
All right. On that note, and it's funny, Jeff, you and I are both products of the flip side of this question.
Yeah.
No, not this question. That's the next.
No. Yep.
First question: fitted or snapback?
Oh, fitted all day. And the only reason why I wear fitted is because I have a big head and I rocked some snap when I was a kid. But I mean, I laugh. I feel sorry for guys that try to wear fitted or snaps that are my size. I'm like, man, that snap is on the last one. It's like barely holding. I'm like, you gotta take that off, man. You gotta get it fitted.
He has a paper clip in there, extending.
Yeah, I don't do snapbacks at all. April does snapbacks because April has a small head. So do my kids.
My head grew when I became
a Fleming.
I took his last name. I grew.
Here's the deal.
We're fitted all day. I can't do snaps.
I would kick you guys off because I wear snaps, but I'm actually jealous of you guys. I have a small head too, and I can't find a fitted that works for me. Like
Tommy,
I can't.
What's his hat size?
7 3/8.
It always wrinkles up here. It looks stupid. It's just bad. But I do want to do this. Phil Ailing, we're best friends now because he loves the Eagles, even though they are garbage. Moving on.
So couple things. So for one, Jeff, they do have the fitted that are elastic that stretch, right? But it's hilarious. I'm the same way with the snapbacks because I'm usually on the last one or two as well. But not only that, they don't my head because my head is like big and awkward. Right. So like it doesn't the cap, the bowl doesn't fit. It's like
I know.
It sits like up here and it's so small that it can't like grasp the whole head.
I know. If I catch any of my friends wearing it, I'm like, hey man, you got to give your son his hat back because that thing is way too small. Hey, all my buddies, they know not to wear that. They'll get clowned. They'll be like, man. I'm like, hey, I'll get you a fitted hat because that hat is it's barely holding on. But I bet I can guess your size, Jeff.
What's that?
I could probably guess your size on hats since you said you got a small head. So you're probably like a.
I appreciate. I appreciate that. I just I get frustrated, man. But that's why I'm pretty much strictly snapback, and I don't have the same problems that you guys have. Anyways,
well, how about this? Now this is gonna pin me and Jeff on opposite ends here. So talking about hats.
I don't know what to do, Chris. Go ahead.
Straight brim or bent brim?
You know what? I do kind of both. You know, I do. It really depends. I do both.
Play it safe.
When I was young, like in the 90s, you know, man, everybody used to rock their hats, you know, smash the curve. But like I said, my head started getting bigger. So I think it kind of looks kind of weird if it's curved, my head's way out here. So, I mean, some of them, it all depends. You know, sometimes I even flip the bill a little. You know, it depends.
I like that style. I like that style. I do like that style.
So,
and then when I'm riding in the convertible, it's always backwards because I'm always scared I'm going to lose my hat because it happens. Sometimes I'm like, oh, man, that wind will catch it and I can't lose my hat.
Thought Jeff was going to kick us off on that one.
What's that?
I thought Jeff was going to kick us off on that one.
No, you guys are too nice. I like you guys too much. This is painful.
I usually play like, you know, good cop. Jeff's usually bad cop. I'm overly good cop right now because I'm telling you, like every single let's go through it again. I'm just like some of my hats I rock straight, but some of them because they fit a little different. It has a slight bend, like this.
Oh
right? It's some I do like this where it's kind of up a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and it just all depends. So I rock with it, man.
I can't rock that style. I'll look. It won't work for me. I like it though. Again, I'm jealous of all you guys about that.
I mean, even my dad rocks fitteds now. My dad's 65, 66
That's
years
amazing.
old. And my dad, like, he gets stopped all the time. He's like, "Where'd you get the hat?" It's like, my son got it. And he rocks fitteds.
I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, but like, you know how just grungy hats were like the thing? I still got grungy hats, but there was a thing to break your hat in where you could put it in this and you put it in this thing and then you put it in the dishwasher. I don't know if you guys remember doing this.
Yeah.
You put it in the dishwasher and you had a hat. Now you could buy them like that look like they're worn in, but like it was amazing. That's how I pretty much have rocked it. Anyways,
or put a soda can and rubber band.
There you go.
Yep, the rubber band. Yep, absolutely. Anyways, Chris, this is going too well.
All right. Next topic of discussion. Again, same theme, collecting, but we're moving on to sneakers. we're gonna talk about some fresh kicks here. So again, could be tough ones. I don't know if there's any right or wrong answer here, guys, but I gotta go with it. First one, Nike or Reebok?
Man, I'm gonna have to say both because one of my favorite shoe is the Reebok Pump. That's one of my.
God, you're going old school.
And you know what? I'm gonna show you something. I just got these recently. These are the Reebok Pump Nerf.
Yes.
What?
The Reebok Pump Nerfs. I got this one.
God.
And the box is insane because it's like they did it to where it was like the gun. So
God.
This is like my newest purchase. And I got the other one on my foot right now. So this is the other one. And it glows in the dark. So
get out of here. Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah, the pumps are one of my favorite shoes. And you know, I love Reeboks, but I do like Nikes, and I even brought 2 pairs of Nikes that are comic book related. These came out.
They're crushing this thing already. They're taking over the show, people.
I'll hold it.
Nope. Let's hold on, because we're gonna do something here in a quick minute. But let's hold on.
We'll save it.
Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff.
I'm listening.
They might boot both of us off.
Yeah, I think.
Look,
Hey guys, this is our channel now, so we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Not only are they the first married couple,
Come on, you guys gotta come back
not only
in.
are they the first winners individually fresh from the comic shop, but they are also the first guests to officially kick both of us off of our own show. Congratulations. This is going too damn well, and it's pissing me off.
I can't.
No, you guys make this show.
You guys, you got to understand here. Like, there's, and we're going to talk about this in a minute. But as a shoe collector myself, or somebody that loves shoe, there's that one shoe that I've never had my whole life. I come from an era, probably same eras here, where like, man, fresh kicks. There's certain fresh kicks, and you want to like grails, like your comic book grails, right? The one that I have not had that I will have one day is the pump. It is the pump. So you cannot have answered that question any better. I love that it wasn't like one or the other, but that you rode with the pump, because, I mean, classic, man.
That is one of my favorite shoes. And back, like I said, when growing up, we didn't have a lot of. My dad was in the military, so we didn't have a lot of money. So I used to keep my shoes real nice and clean, and everybody thought I had a lot of shoes. And I did get a pump, but I don't know how legit it was, because my aunt worked for Pan Am, and it might have been a bootleg, but it was clean. So I got a pump, so it was a pump shoe. I don't know. I mean, she flew to Korea a lot, so I was like, they might be bootleg, but I was happy I had a pump.
It was a plump.
Yeah, it was.
There you go.
So I always told myself, when I get older and get money, I'm going to get the shoes and stuff I wanted that I couldn't get when I was a kid. So
you're definitely doing it.
I'm a big kid.
All right. Next question. High top or low top?
Man, it really depends on if I do both. I'm not either or. I'll do both, because sometimes you got the baggy jeans, you got to wear the little bit bigger shoe. Then sometimes you wear the shorts. In Texas, it's a lot of shorts but I always try to make sure I have fresh kicks on all the time. And I only get to wear my shoe maybe Saturday, Sunday, because every day I wear my work shoe boots, so they hardly get worn. I
hear it, man. I say the same way, man. It all calls for like, what's the fit of the day? What type of pants? Like, I can't, like, I'm often, especially for my job before COVID as a sports director, I'm rocking the like right now, even right now, I got the champion, sweat. Yeah. So I cannot rock low tops with certain sweats, just because of the way that it fits down. Got to have the high top around it. So, man, it all depends.
I got to interrupt for a sec. I'm sorry, Hartman Sports Cards. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Apologies if you've been here, but some Janko jeans. Like, come on, that's.
Oh, have I told the story? So I used to rock the Janko jeans for two reasons. One, they have the big pockets in the back, right? Yeah. So I used to graffiti, so I would keep the can fit at least two cans in each pocket. You keep all your caps in your front pockets. And they used to be big enough, even though they have the big bottoms, they used to be big enough where you could tuck the bottoms into your sock. I used to get rubber bands, tuck them into the sock, put rubber bands around it, and then when you, I'm putting myself out there. Hopefully, the police.
I used to rock them. I used to rock them too, and cross colors, and it was crazy because all my buddies, it was in California, we were all taggers, so man, our pants, I was 16 wearing size 40, so my pants were huge. And like you said, we shoved the markers in there. You can hide anything in your pockets. You're good to go.
We used to hit the liquor stores, drop the 40s, and one in each pant with the socks tied with the rubber band, walking out like a penguin.
Oh yeah.
I used to wear my brother's Jinkos, but I had to staple the bottoms.
Hey, I saw those cats are coming back. I'm sure they're going to come back. Everything else is coming back.
I have a feeling none of us here would ever wear them again. I never wore them.
I did.
Not to say that I was any better than you. I was probably worse. I was not as hip as you guys. So, all right, here we go. Next up.
All right, final question, and hopefully we can answer this and then get into this little quick segment we're going to do. But this is it. This is the last question here. Adidas or Puma?
Man, I love the shell top, and I love the Puma suedes. Man, I would have to. Man, it's hard. I still have a lot of Puma suedes, and I got shell tops, so I'm mixed in between. But I can't get into the new Adidas like the Kanye, the Yeezys. No, I'm more like 90s shoe. I'm all about the 90s. All these new shoes to me look.
All right, he said enough, Chris. It was a trick question, Chris. Tell him the answer.
Feelers, baby, feelers, feelers. Come on,
Chris.
Man. Adidas, Puma, feelers. Yo, when everyone was rocking the Jordans, the Iversons, the Nike Airs, the Air Force Ones, I said, nah, man, I'm rocking the feelers. Hey, what I say, red and navy blue all day, baby. I got these shoes in red with the navy.
We see, but here's the deal, Chris. We kicked off what we've now created comic book royalty. However, it's not fair. We did it. We finally did it because these are darlings. They're comic book royalty. But it wasn't fair because April was not answering the question, so she's allowed back on herself. She got back on her cell phone.
Yeah,
so that works. All right. You know what?
I have a confession to make.
Go ahead.
Now, although
I'm letting him, Chris, can we agree before we did? They're incredible. They have to continue on as the co-host of Comic Book Canon.
Absolutely. I was just so mad. I was buddying up to him because I felt like we were reading each other's minds, but then I didn't want them to really take over the show, so
I got taking it over. We got jealous.
Yeah. So
a funny thing, real quick, my first shoe, and it's funny because we moved from Germany, and I think my mom took us to Big Five in California, the sporting goods store, and of course, anything that was on sale, and my mom bought me a pair of Fila's, black and red, and they were low tops. They were the old school with the strap, and hey, I rocked Fila's too back then, but I had to get them when they were cheap because back in the days, Fila's were expensive. They were real expensive. Yep. That and a lease and all those shoes were too expensive. True.
I will say, because I was just being jealous and I was being a bit of an ass. Your answer though, when I was in high school, I used to rock shell toes like crazy, and I would have a shell toe for like every color scheme.
Yeah, with the fat laces. You had to rock the fat laces.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I still got those.
Yeah.
All right. Here we are, because we got to get the show going. You guys are incredible. You guys seriously should start your own channel. Let's talk after the show. But Chris actually brought, you guys all know how we do Fresh from the Comic Shop each and every week.
Yep.
Chris, you have a new segment specifically for Tommy and April.
And because of it, I'm taking my shoes off right now. So y'all know that we usually come fresh from the comic shop, but tonight we're fresh from the sneaker spot. So we're about to get it on with some fresh kicks real quick. We're gonna show us the kicks. We saw the pumps. Wow, those were amazing.
Crazy.
I showed off some Fila's. Really cool thing. And Tommy, you brought this up too about how there's a way for folks, and I'm giving some tips here for folks that maybe want to get into sneaker collecting, or you just like to have fresh sneakers. There's a way to where you can get nice sneakers on a budget, man. I'm telling y'all, how we collectors, we'll go and hit up comic shop. We'll go find comic shops and flea market and whatnot. Anytime you go somewhere, we're going down, we got to drive an hour. We're going down to to visit the family or something. If there's a comic shop on the way, you're stopping in there, checking out the bargain bin, seeing what you can find in the back issues, right? Well, same thing for sneakers, man. I do this all the time. Go check out your Rosses, your Marshalls, and all this thing. You can find fresh kicks, dude. I hardly ever pay literally more than $50 for shoes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So,
oh yeah.
But
you're so true in that. So true. I mean, I do that like on my lunch break on the weekends, and it's crazy the shoes you find in there. I find stuff that are $100, $150 shoes. It's rare now that I buy an inexpensive shoe because I got kids now. But you can find good stuff, and you find like really good stuff. I mean, like I said, I shop for all my buddies, so I'll find a 10. I'm like, ask my buddies who wants. I send them a picture. They're always like, me. So I'm grabbing stuff all the time. They don't even have to go shopping. I like go.
You're their personal shopper.
I am, and I would love to have a job like that. Like that's all I do. And they're all my friends. They're always like, man. Everybody stops me, asks me where I got this. They're like, Tommy. All right, and so that's what I love to do. I love to hunt.
You got a couple pairs of shoes to show off?
April.
All right, let's see. Let's see one. We'll
I have
do
a few.
quick,
I'm gonna go fast.
yeah, let's see one.
I got shoes this week too. I'm psyched. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Go, Jeff.
Jeff,
I got one pair.
What do you have? Crocs?
Oh no, I don't fucking wear Crocs.
Hey, April's so mean. If any of my friends come over with Crocs, she's like, "What are those? What are you wearing?"
Oh my god,
that's a
poor choice.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
What do we got? What do we got?
I know we're short on time, so I'll post those on my Instagram. But these are the ones that started it all.
Oh, stop. Hold on. We gotta go
Tommy.
full screen.
Tommy graffitied these for me, and they were
Oh,
my
those
first
are awesome.
pair. So they're very like basic Nikes, but they're really special to me.
That's
So they
good.
say my
They
name
look
right
great.
there. And so that's my first pair that
When
really
did I make those?
started it all. And I think that was in 2008.
Nice.
Oh wow. They're
Yeah.
So
great.
Tommy also graffiti shoes.
No, she was bringing those out.
Those are awesome. Oops. Hello. That's not what we want. There we go. All right, Chris, you're making the rules.
So, and you guys, we talked about Puma. So here's another. It's a Puma. Again, I think I pay. Man, I don't even know. So, I'm telling you guys, bargain buying.
Oh,
These
yeah.
have a very classic, like kind of like a Jordan 1 feel,
Right.
which I like. High top, you
Yeah.
know, very simple and clean, man. I rocks with it. Oh, another
Nice.
thing about these, cloud foam on the inside.
Nice.
Cloud
Pumas
foam.
are so comfortable. That's the
Yeah.
only brand that worked for me when I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, nice.
Can I pull mine out real quick?
Let's
I got
see it.
some from 2006. So this is they did like a comic book pack, and Sneakers does that a lot. So this was part of the Fantastic Four, and this is Mr. Fantastic, the 90 Air Max, and then they came out with the 95, and this, like I said, these are 2006, the Human Torch one. So they did like 4 of them. And
That's
one
so
was
cool.
Air Force One. Yeah. So the only bad thing about a lot of shoes that I have, like I'll go since I don't wear them that much. One day I'll walk out and the whole shoe just falls apart. So that's what kind of made me stop really buying expensive shoes. Because a lot of mine look brand new. Like I said, those are 2006 and they start falling apart.
I have one you might like, Chris.
What do you got? What do we got?
Wait, you got skipped over me, but that's cool. Whatever.
You only have one though. We're saving Jets for last.
Okay, Jeff's
I like it. I like
Jeff's
this
gonna blow us all out of the
Yes.
Jeff's
Let's
gonna
see
make
how
us
time.
leave.
What do you got, April?
This is
Go.
the California flag
That's
colorway.
dope.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nike SB, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
That
we
is
found
awesome.
Well, no, I
In
think
California. These
yeah.
were in LA, I think.
we did find an SB for April at Ross, and it's hard to find.
No, this one.
Yeah, this one. We found this at Ross. I grabbed it and I was like, April, you know what shoe this is? And this shoe was sold out.
These are the Blue Ox Buffalo.
And I found them in
Blue Ox.
Austin one day because me and April would, before the kids, we'd go shopping. I grabbed them and I was like, you got to get these.
I love the Buffalo check.
And look,
There.
this tells you it was Ross. $50 on the bottom. The shoe goes for a lot of money. Like you could like SBs are so expensive now. You can resell that and it's. But I paid $50 for it.
Okay, I'll go with my last favorite for October. I like blazers. So this is the Fun House, and they glow in the dark. But I love the artwork.
No way.
Are they cool?
That's so cool.
And they glow in the dark, and then they say Funhouse right here.
That's
So those
amazing.
I like to wear these in October.
Hell yeah. One thing for me is I love Reebok classics. Just any high top Reebok classic, man. Again, you can find these at Ross all day. They sell them on their website for like $90. You can find them all day at Ross for like $40. Different.
Nice. Oh yeah.
You know, so
nice.
I love the Reeboks, man.
Yeah, me too. I love the what are the Reebok classics too.
Yeah.
And I used to rock those all the time. And man, I found those at Ross cheap.
You guys are getting
30,
like major
40
props
bucks.
here.
I was saying.
I'm excited to see F's.
Oh, I see the Fila.
This is the
nice.
thing. So from my era, like, and we know, so you know, I'm a huge Tupac fan. You know, Pop.
That's the Tupac shoe right there. Yeah.
First off, Grant Hill. Grant Hill was one of my favorite players. So had to rock with the Grant Hill 2s, the 96, right? And then the 96. No, these came out in 95, the 11s. So
nice.
Like I said, these from my childhood.
Oh yeah.
The only ones I'm missing are the pumps. Got the Grant Hill Filas, the Jordans, and then
nice.
those
you know,
pumps.
I've always loved Jordans, but I couldn't pay that much. I mean, I have a couple, but there was one Jordan I had to get because my dad, he went to Honduras and he sees this picture and I'm like, my dad has the Air Jordan 6s on and they're the black. So I told myself one day I got a picture and I'll put it on my Instagram, but he's rocking the Jordans and lucky me and my dad were the same size. So when he brought them back, I was wearing them. So I always said I bought a pair of those and I wear them. I hardly ever wear them, but that's like my shoe. It reminds me of my dad. So
oh, that's dope.
That's actually, that would probably win fresh from the shoe shop. I'm being for real.
Yeah.
I'll do a whole picture like my dad and dressed like him.
Yeah,
because you know what we look for fresh from the comic shop. That would falls under that criteria. It's unique. Or
I think
they're
we
awesome.
got something here. We might have something here.
We very well may. All right,
Jeff.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
Jeff,
First off, bottom tier collector. What do you guys think? $10. Jeff owns the New Balance Dad Edition.
Hey, they come clean, brand new. Those things are clean, man.
I went to Pennsylvania and I see all the old guys wearing those, and I'm always like, I'm not going to be that guy. I can't wear those. I just can't. I can't do it. I don't care how old I get. They may be the most comfortable shoe, but I can't wear it. There's no way I could do it. And they
look, I'm really excited to kind of just, completely pop this balloon here because it's been an amazing. You guys have just been blowing it up because you've shown amazing shoes. Here we go. You guys ready?
Yes.
I needed new workout shoes. I got these Adidas. I don't know what they are.
Yes.
They're size 10.
Hey.
They're perfect.
I dig it.
They look comfortable.
They
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
do.
Yeah.
They got
look
that nice
comfortable.
bend action, right?
I don't know what year they are. Okay. They're gray, as you can see. They have the Adidas logo. It even says Adidas back there.
Hey, I would wear those.
Nice.
I would wear those to the gym.
Is that 3M?
They probably are 3M in
There
the back.
probably is 3M.
I don't know what 3M means.
So if you shine a light on it, it's like a reflector. I bet you that's a reflector in the back.
Oh, sweet. Because 3M Post-it notes 3M makes Post-it notes too. So
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, did I win fresh from the shoe shop or what?
You won. I quit collecting now. I'm putting all my shoes
outside. Get them out of here.
I destroyed you guys. Finally. All right, that was fun though. Honestly, you guys, you're moving on. It's obvious. It's a no-brainer. You're one of the very few, if only, that it was like, this is a no-brainer. Oh, we did kick you off once though.
Yeah,
you messed up with Fila.
Just because
that was a trick one.
Hey, but you know what? Other people have fallen for trick ones too. It's fair. It's fair game. So don't complain because we can kick you off during the rest of the show too. So please behave. Anyways, you guys are officially guest co-hosts of Comic Book Canada. This show is yours as much as it is ours. Have fun with it. Call us out. Kick us off. Whatever you got to do. But right now we do this segment that you guys, April and Tommy, know very well. Am I right, Chris? These guys both each individually won separate months. There's no shenanigans going on here. No cheating. You, the audience, chose them. So I'm very happy. Chris and I are very happy to have them here as now they're judges. So guest co-host on Comic Book Canon. Chris, what is this segment that we do each and every week?
Well, we got the shopping bags. We hit up fresh from the sneaker spot. Now we're diving into fresh from the comic shop.
That's right, fresh from the comic shop, fly from the pressing salon. This is where you all show off your fresh gets each and every week. Now, these fresh gets, if they're new in your collection, they're fresh from the comic shop. But they could be 2 days old. They could be 2 decades old. They could be a mail call. They could be an AOK. They could be from your local comic shop. Whatever they may be, as long as they're fresh in your collection and you're showing them off to us, we are happy to put them on fresh from the comic shop. And not only are we happy, but you guys can actually win some cool prizes based off of, you can win cool prizes courtesy of What Not. Now, we're going to get into how you win in a hot second here. But before we do, that's a CBCS 9.8. Something is killing the children. Local comic book shop day foil edition variant. Hot book. That's right, 9.8. Now, again, there it is. Before we get into, I'm a mess right now. Before we get into how you can win, let's just talk about what not is. Right? Let's do it. What Not is combines the safe buying platform of eBay with the video component of Twitch. Their mission is to bring together collectors and enthusiasts to safely buy, sell, and connect. Now, to submit your Fresh from the Comic Shop submissions and be eligible to win a slab like that, you must be signed up to Whatnot. The link is below. And with that sign up, you'll get $3 off your first purchase. You must follow Comic Book Canon on Whatnot at Comic Book Canon. It's that easy. Post a pic of your fresh get on Instagram. Now, very important here. Tag us at Comic Book Canon. But even more importantly, we need you to use the hashtag FFTCS. That's correct. Now, what are we looking for these submissions to move on to the semifinals and eventually the finals and eventually win? We are looking for presentation. Take a beautifully composed shot. Make it look good. Make an effort to make it look good. That means a lot. Also, how unique is the book? Is it, is it like 5 decades old, like Mark Lineker sends in every week, which is insane? Is it like super rare? What have you? If it's unique, that sticks out as well. But even most important, what does it mean to you? Is there a special story or attachment, sentimental value to it? We want to know all of those things. That's the criteria we are looking for. That is the criteria that Tommy and April will judge on. Are we ready, guys? Are we ready to see these submissions? Are we ready?
We are ready.
You're ready.
Bring the heat.
You don't sound enthusiastic.
Oh, yeah, we're ready.
Are ready.
We are ready.
Much better. There we go. Let's get right to it. We got 360 Comics. I submit for, by the way, Philly product right here, 360 Comics. I submit for the approval of the Midnight Society, a pre-code horror classic, Men's Avengers 25 from 1954. Features a severed, shrunken head on the cover, one of the iconic images that the collectors crave. So iconic that CGC even denotes the image as a key significance on the label. This is a long write-up, but it's worth it here. Once the age of the Comics Code Authority hit, covers like this could no longer get approved, which almost ruined the comic industry. We all know this, especially impacting horror books. Not only is this my first pre-code horror slab, but also my first graded book from the golden age of comics. Even better, it was published by Atlas Comics, which would change their name to Marvel Comics just a handful of years later. Guys, I love it. I'm loving this book. Loving how this is composed. This is what we're talking about. That is a unique book right there.
What is in the bowl?
It's a candle.
Oh, it's a candle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a bowl. It's not a bowl of cereal.
That's what I was thinking. Cereal.
Nah, I knew it was a candle.
Speaking of cereal, though, we got Super Crispy Comics.
Nice.
That's right. Doing some carving. Then it's time for some Squatchy and food.
Wow.
My pick for the canon this week is Squatchy and Food #1. It's Squatchy Comics #1, so I had to snag it. It's freaking hilarious and has members of the community as characters in it. I look forward to the next one. Guys, I don't know much about this book, but Super Crispy.comic, his work here, whether it be leather, whether it be uniform,
he does awesome work. He does. I follow him on Instagram. He does some nice stuff. Very talented guy.
Super happy that he submits all of these things and shares his artwork with us as well. That right there is unique and special, and we really appreciate it. You know who else we really appreciate is Nori Jordan. That's right. I was tempted to show off my new lot of this guy's he's a Thunderbolt fanatic. New lot of Thunderbolts 1, but that can wait. I had a great trip to my favorite comic shop that pays zero attention to their back issues. That sounds like heaven, actually. I had their 25-cent boxes and made out very well. I bought 80 books for $20, all in very fine new mint condition. I loaded up on Secret Invasion and Dark Reign, tie-ins, amongst other things. My biggest scores were a first appearance of Reptile and Red She-Hulk in new mint condition. Those are some great grabs there, Nori Jordan. Great grabs. Really digging that stuff. All right, next up, we got Chef R.D. Harris, 31. Till next time, New York Comic Con, I've had to tap out. Those are some pretty good books right there. I mean, look at that. Especially the Darth Vader #3, bottom left. I think there's also the first appearance of Brother Voodoo, bottom middle. So good stuff on that. Great pickups, Chef R.D. Harris. All right, guys, speaking of pickups, Tommy and April, not sure how, we didn't even talk about this. How are we going to do this? You guys are supposed to share your first fresh get of the week. Are they, do you get them together?
Do you together? Is that cool?
Yeah, why don't you do it? That's fair.
Okay.
Let's
I'll
do
let
it.
April go first.
Right. Since we were taking it all back, we're going to go a little bit further with strawberry shortcake.
Oh, shut up. Does it smell good?
For me. No.
Yeah, the bag didn't look good. I had to change that bag because it looked bad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
For me in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where he was at last week. So,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, and I used to have these bed sheets. My sister can tell you guys that. We had these bed sheets. So this is a nice one.
That's amazing. I love that. Again, that is unique right there. Chris,
I got this.
Tommy, what do you got?
I got this when I went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I had a comic shop called Hooked on Comics. Real cool guys. I went in there and I picked this up. I had this in a raw, but I got a good deal on these. So it's signed, and I mean, not the highest grade, but hey, I'll grab it. Especially the deal I got on them.
Who's it signed by? Al Milgram?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good get, man. That's a good get. I remember that
Thank
book
you.
back in the day, definitely. That's a great get. Those are some great pickups. This is going to sound creepy as hell, but I didn't have a sister, my brother, whatever, but like when I went to my friend's house who had sisters who had the strawberry shortcake dolls, those things smelled amazing.
They did. Yeah, my sister had them. They did smell the stickers.
It does not sound creepy that you're sniffing.
Yeah, I should not have put that out there to the world, but I did.
Hey, they smell. They do smell good. They do.
I can't take it back.
Good.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for actually supporting me there. But moving on.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
Moving
lie.
on. We both look weird together. Thank you. Moving on. Moving on. We got Vinnie Whitlock, always sending in the heat each and every week. Showcase 55, first Silver Age appearance of Solomon Grundy. Dude, I remember Solomon Grundy, the old Super Friends cartoon. That's where I first saw Solomon Grundy. That is a great cover. I really like it. And Vinnie Whitlock, you always send some great books. You know who else sends a lot of great books each and every week, and we really appreciate his submissions? Marvel Man 616 Comics. That's right. Angela, Asgard's Assassin, #1. Scotty Young variant, another cool book I found this week. I love this cover, guys. What do you guys think?
I think that's one of my favorite Scotty Young covers I've ever seen.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Marvel Man, keep it up. Keep sending us the good stuff right there. I really dig that right there. All right, moving on. We got Basement Brother Collectibles. Earlier this year, I made a gag about Strange Tales 110, Doctor Strange's first appearance, way out of my price range. Well, I set my mind to it and didn't give up. He had some cool pictures beforehand. Swipe over to see what can happen if you are willing to work hard for a goal and ground. Congratulations on that. Basement Brothers Collectibles. Not sure if it's a group of you guys, but that is a great book to pick up right there.
That's good.
No doubt.
He said too. He set a goal. I mean, I believe that. If you set a goal in something and you want it, you can get it.
Hey, it's hard these days. Not sure, what your family situation is too with kids and stuff like that. But there are ways to make it happen.
There are ways. Oh yeah. And like I said, just be positive and set a goal. I set goals all the time, and that's how I accomplish my goals. So
I mean, you got 2 amazing old school cars, and you have 2 amazing kids. Amazing
it
wife,
took me
right?
It took me a year to get this car back here, a year. But I set that goal, and I said I told the guy, I said I'm gonna come back and buy it, and I came back a couple days before that year and bought it. So
A year sounds like, I mean, if you would have said 3 years, I would have been like, okay, a year is incredible.
Here's another one that I got lined up, and it's 3 years. It's a 3-year car, but I'm still waiting.
That's amazing.
Waiting.
Yeah.
So
again, you can do it. Having kids is not cheap. So
no, it's not.
Good stuff. Good stuff on that. All right, moving on. We got Nukes Comics. I picked up this copy of War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1, in an awesome Dallas Comics Instagram follower giveaway. Such a great story and amazing artwork. Honestly, guys, this is a good book to pick up, I have to say. I agree. Good pickup, Nuke. Good pickup indeed. Speaking of pickups, Chris, what do you got?
All right, kind of cheating today because it's not technically a comic book. Whoop,
Here we go. He changes it up. He sometimes he just changes the show completely, and I'm lost.
I went to the grocery store, and I had to grab this. It's more of a nostalgia thing to where I'm gonna be looking back and maybe showing my grandkids whatever. Time Special, the story of Marvel. In the book,
nice.
That's
cool. That is nice. Oh
yeah, it obviously gives the story of Marvel comics and how it started, but it goes all into the from the beginning to the MCU and where we're at today. And Jeff, you and I both on this show, we talk about the time, what a time to be alive, and what we're spoiled with, and this book just really showcases that. So
I have to grab that.
That's
a good one. That's a good one.
Lock that one up.
Yeah. I might be on the hunt for that.
That's really sweet. That's one of the best. Like, Chris has brought a lot of heat to this segment, but that's really one of the coolest things you've shown. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for one of those too. Like you said, give it to our kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. I wish our kids could understand what it was like for us growing up, like just on the edge of our seats for any news for any comic book type movie, right? You know what I mean? Or waiting in line to get into that 1989 Batman. That was, like,
I remember that.
Like,
I remember that.
But how excited were you? Like, they don't understand. Like,
I wanted the shirt.
I
was happy to get a shirt. My mom bought me a shirt after we saw that movie, and I was excited. I wore that shirt and it all faded.
It's not a bad thing that the market is oversaturated and it's almost hard to keep up with all the cool stuff coming out.
Right.
But they'll never understand that day. So anyways, something to think about for all y'all. Be grateful for what we got going on. Yep. I think House of L Comic is pretty grateful here because this is a cool book. Actually, I think all of us are going to appreciate this book. Look at that.
Nice.
A gift from a friend. I love Mr. T.
Nice.
18 #1. How cool is that? I love that book. I loved that show back in the day, guys.
Yeah.
Loved it. Ah, man, the theme song is now in my head.
I know a comic shop that has a bunch of those still in the dollar bin. I grabbed a couple, but they're still in there.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
I mean, if you want to get them for an investment, I doubt, they're probably not really worth getting it. But
For
nostalgia to put on your wall?
Oh, yeah.
That's
exactly.
That's what they're great for. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on. We got by the way, are you guys keeping track? I really hope because you do have responsibilities as guest co-hosts.
Yeah.
Look at Tommy. April do all the work. Get out of here. All right, moving on. We got Comic Demon. This demon has been busy. So here's my fresh comics from almost 2 weeks back. Part 1 of 2 comics late to the party. At least they made the party. I see Something is Killing the Children. Actually, they're all Something is Killing the Children. Comic Demon had a whole bunch of other ones as well. That's a cool cover right there. Very cool cover. Good stuff there, Comic Demon. Into Oblivion, we got Savage Avengers #25. How cool is that cover, people? How cool is that cover? I'm really digging that cover right there. I don't know much about it. I've never read a Savage Avengers. I've never read one, but I think Conan's in it or something. I don't know. It's again hard to keep up with. Moving on, we got Son of Comics. Chris and I both like this because we had. Well, let's just show it first. Son of Comics, by the way, it is Red Hulk approved. If you know, you know. Joker #1, Neil Adams signed exclusive. I'm loving this story. Chris, we had State of Comics. This is the exclusive variant. We had the owner of State of Comics on here discussing that. Actually, I think he gave us an exclusive look at that printing. So that's pretty cool to see it go full circle here. Good friend of the show, former alum, or a Comic Book Canon alumnus, Nerds Being Geeks. He was here last week. What do we got? We got Moon Knight #3, Volume 9, written by Jen McCain and with interior art by Alessandro Cappuccio. Terrible. Sorry I butchered that name. Cover art by Steve McNiven. I love this series so far. Great concept look and writing. Just not a fan of the name for the new villain, who's obviously huge. And Chris and I talk about. We'll all talk about that later. Book pictured with my Marvel Legends figure. He showed us that last week. The vinyl sticker on the short book was made by Heads Up Studios. That's a cool looking sticker too. A lot of people are liking that book, guys. A lot of people are liking that book. But guys, it's my turn to show my first fresh get of the week. Hope you're all ready. I wasn't for the show because everything's a mess still. I'm just trying to get this room set up. I am not organizing my books very well. Made it to the comic book shop this week, and I'm happy I did. I haven't read the first issue, but I got the second issue of Monster Kill Squad. Bad Idea. Another Bad Idea production. I'm loving the artwork. I'm loving all of the stories. The ones that I have read. I have not read this yet, but I'm very happy I got it. That is my first fresh get of the week. Nothing exciting again, but you know what? It's not always exciting. It's not always glitz and glam here. But guys, we have this week we've made history with the first people in room together as guest co-hosts, the first people married as guest co-hosts, and the first people to individually win fresh from the comic shop as well. We have another first, guys. I'm not sure. I know Chris is going to be very interested in this, but our good friend Ian, a.k.a. Hood Rat Comics, sent this in. This is a first. I hope all y'all appreciate this in the chat, too. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
He says, this should be an interesting one for the boys at Comic Book Canada to talk about on Friday. This is my fresh from the comic shop NFT, but fresh from the interwebs via VV Official. I was able to snag the Uncommon. I have another one on the way. We'll show and tell my story once it's delivered. By the way, y'all should be following Hood Rat Comics on the Instagram and Team Nerd Herd. What's up? Guys, how are we feeling about this? It's a digital... he owns this digitally. This is the first NFT we've gotten on here. I mean, I think it's legit. I don't know how rare that is. I don't know much about it, but it's fascinating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I asked a couple of my buddies about those because I don't even do Bitcoin, so April's more of the digital currency, and that was the whole reason why I got into comics because I want to hold something. That of value. So I couldn't really get into Bitcoin, and I'm like, but I mean, I that's cool. I've been watching, and I've seen that a lot of people are getting those, and I'm sure
that's pretty cool because I haven't been able to figure out how to get an NFT. I've looked into it.
It's tough. Honestly, there are a variety of ways. There's an NBA one. My buddy bought a freaking Dwight Howard one when he was on the Sixers last year just because he wanted to try it. Wasn't worth that much money, but I don't know. It's fascinating. It's definitely hot in the market. Chris, what are your thoughts? I know you got thoughts.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, I'm not saying that to knock it because look, we all collect what we want to collect. People think collect. I don't.
Time out. Hood Rat's here. It's a full comic book, he says, all 23 pages. But it's and it's not like the books that people are showing off here, this is the only copy ever, but that's what a lot of these collectible NFTs are. This is the only artwork available, and that's what makes it collectible. I'm thinking that there's a print run on this, Hood Rat. I don't know. I need a little bit more explanation. I think all of us are agreeing here. We are physical collectors. We like having it in our hands, but there's something to these NFTs.
I look at it like this, and it was just similar to.
Time out. No, stop. Comment of the night: have your NFT graded.
Oh my god.
Stop. And it is a 30,000 print run.
I think it's.
Be for real. It's a 30,000 print run.
I think it's similar to crypto in the sense of it's more like it's an investment that you can trade. It's about the trade, right? So you say, well, instead of just having a coin, a digital currency coin, let's make it a digital something, a picture of something, or a picture of a statue or a comic book. In that way, and you release a certain amount of them at a set price. And then you can hold on to it as a collector would hold on to a comic book. But as they get bought up and there's no more available on the market, or as they shrink on the market, then you can trade at a higher value, and then you could buy another new NFT that hits the market. And that way, you're putting money into the core base of the NFT, which drives the value up just like a stock, just like a cryptocurrency. And what continues to create or allow the value to go up is the trading that's happening on the market. So I think ultimately you probably have to just look at it like that, is just that's how these things drive up in value. It's just so interesting to me that I guess it's very innovative when you think about it, but from an investment standpoint, cool. From a collector standpoint, it's like I already got enough crap on my hard drive or on my computer to keep track of. It's like I can't. Yeah, I can hardly keep track of my digital movies. Like I don't want to keep track of anything else.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that's why I got really back into comics, because I was in the comics as a kid. I remember my mom used to give me money to go at the AFES, and she would give me like $2 and I'd buy comics. That was back in 87, 88, all the way up to teenager. But once COVID hit and all my buddies are all doing crypto, and I said, you know what, I want to have something I can hold. And, I'm not knocking it. I don't understand it because April does the crypto. But, man, since I like that's why I like collecting comics, because I'm like, you know what, I can hold this. I can see it. I give it to my kids. And, I'm not knocking anything on crypto or NFT, because I'm sure the money's there.
Crypto is legit.
Yeah.
It's volatile, as April probably can talk to. It's legit, though.
Yeah. And that's why April does all that. She handles that side, and I handle the picking up comics and cool stuff. That's why we're a good team, well-rounded.
Crypto is cool.
Yeah, she does the stuff that I can't get into, so that's what.
Well, by the way, 360 Comics, Philly. I'm a financial advisor. I have clients ask me about crypto and NFTs weekly. He says it's rough. I'm sure it's rough because it's this new thing and everybody keeps asking him. So I'm sure. And this is why I don't have any albums, or like if I do have albums, they're like special collectibles. But like safe space, physical space, plus it's mobile. You could bring your collection anywhere, even to Mars. I don't know anybody going to Mars anytime soon. All right, guys, we're getting way off track, but Hood Rat, man, that is really cool. It's a first here, fresh from the comic shop, and we appreciate you for sharing that. Guys, I was talking about this individual because he every week, it's just like, God, anyways. Mark Leneker, Shadow Comics Volume 3, Number 4, Issue 27, July 1943, people. Shadow Comics started in 1940 as a loss leader by Street and Smith to attract more young buyers to their pulp magazines. But the comic proved popular itself and lasted 101 issues. This comic is part of a 6-issue story arc, arguably the first in comics history, beating out the Monster Society of Evil and Captain Marvel Avengers by a month or two. With the Shadow battling Monstradamus, an evil alchemist bent on conquering the world. Classic Salamander headshot cover. Shadow Comics are, in my honest opinion, undervalued and underappreciated, especially for the plethora of what became known as pre-code crime and horror imagery years before its heyday in the 50s. This is really cool, guys. I mean, super cool. Mark, each and every week. All right, moving on. We got the Cashinator with... Found a copy of Thor 337. By the way, that's a newsstand, people. A good press should make it look a lot better. Also, couldn't pass up the deal he threw at me. That's a good book to have. I really hope, as well, a lot of you probably hope we get to see Beta Ray Bill in Thor: Love and Thunder. All right, April and Tommy, what do you guys got for your second fresh gets of the week?
Let April go.
I ordered this last week while Tommy was gone for his birthday.
I think she bought it for herself.
I told him it's like both of ours.
That's
But,
God, I love those covers.
I loved that show. So
Yeah.
I told him that it's because he's my vision. So
Oh, come on. You guys are oh, I'm tearing up here, guys. Ah.
yeah.
This is too much sweetness. We've never had this much sweetness, Chris, ever. I love those Alex Ross books, the timeless variants. Oh, Tommy, we can't forget about you, but you guys shared that book. Oh, another one.
That is number 3.
Oh, good stuff, man.
Yeah. Same
Look.
place. Got a good deal.
Here's the deal. It's gonna get interesting with the MCU. Mephisto's coming. Everybody thought it was gonna happen in WandaVision. Everybody thought it would happen in Loki. The X-Men are coming. I mean, those books are gonna get hot, and the nostalgia factor too. You know.
Yeah.
So
and the deal. I got a good deal on them, so I couldn't pass it up.
No, absolutely. I think those are really, really good pickups right there. Good stuff, guys. All right, we got you guys. Do you guys know Cover Junkie Comics? Do you know what his deal is?
No, I mean I see him on here, but no, I mean we don't know him personally.
His deal is he wants to collect every Doctor Doom cover there ever is.
Right. Yeah.
And here we go, another one. Fresh from the comic shop with more Doom. Didn't get to post last week.
Yeah.
So I brought the heat this week. Amazing Spider-Man 350, art by Eric Larson, a sweet variant cover from 2019. Secret Wars number 6, which leaves me one short of the full run. Good stuff.
Nice.
And last but not least, my official entry for Fresh from the Comic Shop, Fantastic Four 14, the Immortal variant. The wraparound cover shows Victor's transformation to Dr. Doom in such a way that you can feel the pain and torment. The mini Doom looking at the wraparound is from Burger King 2005.
Nice.
Kind of in the shadow right there, but that's
a cool cover.
Man, I like the unique. I like what he's going for here. I like what he's going after, and he's going to make it happen, guys. He's definitely going to make it happen. All right, next up we got Matt Stadge, the creator of WATLOCK. I'm a sucker for those Spidey boxes. Also couldn't resist the Immortal Hulk variant, and check out that Bronze Age banner. Not Bruce, the cover.
Nice.
By the way,
like
that
that.
Spider-Woman, I think it's is it number 14? I can't remember. It's pretty good actually. They introduced a new character, expand on the mythos of Spider-Woman. I like that book. All right, Chris, what's your second fresh get of the week?
I do have a comic book. Big shout out to A1 Comics, folks. If you're not catching their live sales on Whatnot or on Instagram, you're missing out. A1 Comics, baby. Yeah. Grail Run. Boom. Amazing Spider-Man number 22.
Goodness, dude.
Nice.
You want a streak.
That's a good
22.
one.
Lower
Nice.
grade, but it's a comic. It looks great for the grade it's in. I always say presentable. How does it present? Because it just looks. I mean,
Yeah, looks good.
yeah, it's got a tape. I usually don't like tape on my books. This little rip here piece is taped, but for this book, for my Grow Run, it's all good.
Nice.
That is a great pickup, Chris. Chris, you've been the Brave and the Bold, your Silver Age Thor, or your Bronze Age Thor, or Silver Age Thor.
I gotta admit, I got 2 from A1, and the other one was a Silver Age Thor, and I can't find it. I know it's around here, but
that's the worst feeling.
I know.
I'm in that boat right now. I got so much stuff all over the place, and it's driving me crazy.
That's our game room.
I do want to bring something up here. I do believe this is your nephew or your niece. I don't collect comics, but I'm thinking I should start. We may have converted somebody, the bottom tier collector, the bearded one. And as you can tell, comics are a rabbit hole. Proceed with caution, but we love to have you actively in the community. So, well said, bottom tier. Well said indeed. All right, moving on. We have. Who do we have? Oh, I like this name. K. Mort Comics. What do you got? I've always had. Oh, by the way, this is a long one here, but it's a good one. I always had comics. I cannot remember a time, even as a young child, when I did not have comics, whether they were hand-me-downs from family members or brought home by my father to keep me out of his hair. I've always had comics. I wish I had some of the comics from when I was a real little kid, not for the value because they were in serious looked-at condition. Yes, I remember comics from before I could read, but more so to know the actual issues that sparked a lifelong passion in me. While digging through the back issues at a local comic shop with my son, I came across this issue. I was so excited. I know this book. I had this issue as a kid. I hadn't seen this issue in 40-some years, but I remember this cover as if it was yesterday. My dad bought it for me because I had a thing for elephants. The most exciting part was I now had a time frame to start looking at covers to try and identify other issues I had as a kid. So far, I've identified 3 other books I remember having, and will post them as I pick them up. I know the book and picture is not much, but it's priceless for this 50-year-old for the memories of that long-gone 5-year-old that brought back in an instant. I mean, that's a great story right there.
Yeah. You know?
It's a Doom cover, so you better look out for Cover Junkie Comics. But right there, Kmore Comics, we think this is awesome. But that right there, Ant, is a perfect example of falling back into that hole. And you may never recover, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Guys, this is the hot. What's that?
Oh no, I was gonna say that's the cool thing about a lot of the comics is when you remember it as a kid and you had it and then you see it again, you're like, oh, I gotta get that. I just have to get it. Oh yeah, that's what I love about it. You know, you see all the stuff you used to have and you don't have anymore, and now you want it. You're like, oh, I gotta get it.
Everybody here. Yeah, everybody here and most of the people, in the chat understand that, and it's just such a cool. Be like, oh my god, I had that. That's so cool. Yep. So absolutely, so super cool. You know what else is super cool? Kamikaze. This book is hot, guys, for many, many reasons. In all of its Thursday glory, part of the unboxing from today's video. Up, by the way, follow Kamikaze. Link is below. About the High Evolutionary. This was secured before I had some gains. I feel this will have even more with having Warlock now in the MCU. By the way, side note, High Evolutionary had a hand in making him into Warlock. We all know it's the first appearance of High Evolutionary as well as Man Beast. Galactus even makes a cameo appearance November 66. Excited to finally have this in the PC. This is a classic book. I've been on the hunt for this book, everybody, too. I'm so glad you got this, Kamikaze. I read it on Marvel Unlimited. It is not a good read, in my opinion, but it's a meaningful book. High Evolutionary is a character that has good potential to make it to the MCU. No more further comments. I'm going to move
Facts.
on. What'd you say?
Facts.
There we go. Thank you.
I actually despise that hashtag. Facts. I despise it.
I prefer you saying it like that. I wish I had a soundboard too that I could just recorded you and just throwing that out there every once in a while.
I love that. But just
moving on, we got Caution Comics.
Jeff, I got to remind them though. Caution. Before Caution Comics, we got to take caution. Just because you put a hashtag facts doesn't mean it's facts.
All right.
Proceed.
Here we go. Thank you for that. We're all much more smarter. I don't know if you guys got that. All right. Love me some John Byrne X-Men classic cover here. By the way, we talk about how we love John Byrne on the show as well. A guy at my work got me into 70s and 80s X-Men like 2 years ago. Man, I appreciate it now. X-Men 116. Wolverine's healing factor, bro. Enough said. I'm not sure if they reveal that Wolverine has healing factor in here or what, but whatever. It's classic John Byrne X-Men. Chris Claremont. It's awesome. I love this cover, guys. It's a nice picture, too. Well-composed shot, I'd have to say. All right, Chris. No, me. My second fresh get of the week. It's my turn. So excited. What do I have? It's not that exciting. I'm loving the High Republic, guys. I'm loving what they're doing. Haven't read this again. I've had no time. But this is Trail of Shadows. I think it's a murder mystery set in the High Republic. Got a whole bunch of first appearances here. Guys, if you're not picking up Star Wars High Republic, you may not like collecting comic books. Or you may just not like Star Wars. That's okay. Yeah. But I highly recommend it. Start from the beginning because it's just a whole new era, fresh, but living in that world. I'm excited. And there's probably going to be some media properties that come from that. Moving on, guys. Moving on. We got Raw Dog Comics. I believe he was a semifinalist last week. Yeah. Mystery in Space, 113, 114, and 115. Found these in the dollar bin. They're new to me. Some nice eye candy. Collect what you love. Thanks, Comic Fam. Those look nice. Those look really nice. I'm surprised you found those in a dollar bin, to be honest with you. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. We got AZ Mailman 211. By the way, I think he was driving and listening to us or watching us at the same time. Never a good idea, man. We say this every week. My submission for this week's Fresh from the Comic Shop is the Wanted Comics John Gallagher exclusive cover to Nice House on the Lake, #1. I wanted a copy of this badly when it dropped, but was shut out. To my surprise, it was on the wall of my local comic shop on Wednesday. I didn't even ask the price. I just said, yes, please. That's dangerous, guys. That is dangerous. And if you collect comics, don't ever do that. But James Tynion, I mean, he's just crushing it. He's just crushing it. You know who crushes it? And I'm sure April and Tommy are big fans of this person because Chris and I are as well. Dan De La Torre. Since you didn't like my Fresh from the Comic Shop last week, here's a reminder, everybody. It was Care Bears. Here's a more conventional one. Incredible Hulk 173. First appearance of the Cobalt Man in his new armor. This predates Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor by 20 years. Dan, I liked your Care Bears. I actually had a Care Bear I showed you. Her name was Cheer Bear.
I brought out like 6 Care Bears.
Nobody said we didn't like it. We thought, thought your story was off. So. What's that?
I love the Hulk one. I know April loves the Care Bears, but that's my favorite character is the Hulk. So
I mean, no, that's a great book too, right there. But what we're saying is we never gave him shit about the Care Bears.
Oh no.
What we gave him shit about was him saying that they were attacking Asgard. You made that up, Dan. That's not cool. Care Bears would never do that.
Never.
Unbelievable. All right, moving on. We got Comic Toby. Comic Toby 420. Hi hoo. It's off to work. We go. Oh, hi ho. He's got 2 O's here. It says hi hoo to me. But it's hi ho. Hi ho. It's off to work we go. Today's fresh get is this Disney one-shot celebrating 80 years of Disney first animated features with film Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. That's a cool book, man. That is a cool book, guys. All right. I'm sure we're going to see 2 new cool books from Tommy and April. What do you got?
So Tommy has high standards. So when I'm shopping for him, I have to make sure it's very special and unique. So
I'm going to ask you to pause for a second.
Yes.
You just said when you go shopping for Tommy, it has to be special and unique. So is this another thing you bought for Tommy, but you keep them for yourself?
No, I'm actually not going to keep this one.
This one.
But I did pick this one up. And it came in the mail last week, so it was also for his birthday. So I was looking for something lowrider-ish. So this is Ghost Rider, lowrider variant.
Yeah. I remember when that came out. I just never got it.
So it's so cool because I didn't even know it existed.
I forgot about that one.
That is awesome.
Lowrider cover, like as seen in Lowrider.
Yeah. I think that might be one I send to get graded just to hang up in the house.
And they did say this was about a 9.4.
Listen, I feel like that Ghost Rider is your guys' Ghost Rider.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we love, that's what we love, getting stuff, that like comics like that kind of pertain to us, like stuff we like. So that's why I did the Homies one. I got that. And I know a lot of people were probably like, oh, what is this? But I got it just because, it's something different stuff I like that I'm into. So
I guess super cool book, April.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It just speaks to who you guys are. It's really cool. All right, Tommy, what do you have?
This is our last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna do 2 because that shows that I got 1 and 2.
There we go.
There it is.
So you got the whole set.
Yeah,
I got the whole
set.
The
CGC Signature Series set.
Yeah, and the price I got these was crazy. So when I was in Pennsylvania, I was with my buddy and cool guys in there, and I just asked them like, "Hey, how much are you selling it for?" And they gave me a good deal, so I got all these for $180, all 4. That's like $45.
Stupid.
Yeah, $45 each. I had to get it because I can't even. To get a comic graded and then these are signed. I was like, that's a no-brainer. I said, I'll take them. I grabbed all 4 of them. They gave me a good deal on it. It must have been sitting there for a while. I don't know, but I had to grab it.
That's
for
definitely
all 4 cash out the door. I had to grab it.
That's a great Those are great gets right there. Because you're right. The grading process alone is probably like 120.
Yeah.
Right.
And then to get them signed too. I mean, I paid to get signatures like from Lou Ferrigno, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was killing me. I was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. No, good gets, great gets. I'm glad you got that whole series.
I'm
glad you had a good time in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
It smelled like chocolate. For real.
Oh, yeah. We made ice cream and chocolate.
Oh, man. So good. You drink beer, too. I saw your pictures.
Chocolate beer. We tried a chocolate beer.
Yep. All right. Moving on. We got good friend of the show, Azori's Tiger. Definitely have to shout out. Nice. We can be heroes for this gem for first appearance Friday. Savage Tales, #1. The first appearance of Man-Thing. Ted Salas, a scientist who developed a serum to protect soldiers from chemical warfare. The super soldier program known as Project Sulfur, a.k.a. Weapon 4, had the unintended effects of transforming Ted Salas into Man-Thing. First appearance of Black Brother, whose name was Joshua, a political activist turned governor of a province in the newly formed Africa state of Orbia. Shout out my guy, Black Key Comics, for this info. Thanks to another great friend of the show, No Good Comics, a.k.a. Justin, and Claim Comics for the tag. That's a great book. Azori's Tiger, he had a ton of Silver Age books. He was on a run, and then he's gotten out of that a little bit, but still really cool books. All right, we got Serge Henderson, a.k.a. 080879 Lions. Hello in the comic book community. This is my first time having a couple of my Iron Fist figures. I'm trying to get this one read, so I'm hoping this can make it for the comic book canon today. Yes, it definitely made it. I don't know too much about this book, but I hope it's good. So I hope Jeff and Chris tell me more about this and listen to music. Thank you, everybody. That's a lot right there. This is an early Iron Fist issue right there, because I do believe his first appearance was it 14 Marvel premiere, Chris? I can't remember. I'm not sure who he's fighting right there. I don't know much about this book. I used to have the first appearance of Iron Fist. I don't anymore. But it's a great book. It's an early Iron Fist appearance. So, hold on. Facts! Hashtag facts!
Hey, you better not let your wife see that.
Yeah, I know.
I need comics. I do anything. I need some comics.
This is awkward. Chris, how about this? There's no segue out of this. Let's just go to your third fresh get of the week. Let's go. Go.
Your wife's probably going to hit you.
Y'all know how to hit me on the DM. Y'all know how to hit me on the DMs. Guys, all right. I just thought I'd bring out my homie, my ace, Red Deadly Knife here for my third fresh get. What do you think? Should we do
I don't know.
Unboxing?
Do it.
Let's do it. All right. I did something to my arm. I don't know what I did. I think I might have punched a wall when the Giants lost. I think I might have dislocated my arm, but we're going to get into this. This is fresh from EGS. Big shout out to Tony and EGS, not CGC, not CBCS, EGS. And I'm not doing good with my broken arm here. Getting into this box. But I'm telling you, something is in here. And it's going to be nice.
Something is in there.
Yeah.
You know, I had to cut Tommy's lowrider one out of the mailbox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It said, do not bend. And the mailman was like, it fits. And I could not pull it out from my end. And I was just pulling. And then I just cut it out. And then the next day he put it in the box. And I'm like, it's an empty box now.
It's like one of those, what are they called? The Russian dolls, right? You got one box. You got another box. We're going to keep going.
Hey, that's how I packed my suitcase when I went to Pennsylvania.
Tommy,
listen, I have the dogs acting like nuts. They're probably peeing all over the place right now.
Lying. And another box. No, I'm just kidding. Looked like it for a minute. Tip for those that ship comics. You need bubble wrap? These are 3. That's all I'm gonna say, because I want to get rolled on by the federal authorities.
That's why the price
do
is
we
going
got,
up
man?
on shipping.
I'll tell you what, Tony and EGS, boy, trust your books with them because they are packaged straight up. You
I
might
should
be
have
here-
cut this. You should have cut this before. It's just a
We might
thought.
be here for another hour.
Yeah, it's just a thought. I'm gonna take a nap. Maybe.
We're getting there.
Hey, real quick, there's a question from 360 Comics. What was the name of the comic shop you went to in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
It was Hooked on Comics. Real cool guys out there. We went super late. Walked around in there. It was out there. It was a little dry, but took my buddy. He's never really been to a comic shop, and he was just surprised seeing all the prices. He was like, "Man, comics are this much." It's funny. A lot of my buddies they flip out. They're like, "Man, comics really that expensive?" I'm like, "Yeah." They don't understand, but they think it's cool. They're like, "Man, you really buying these comics?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So that's it.
Are they the ones that are into crypto?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them are. Some of my buddies, yeah, and some of them are. But matter of fact, on Fridays usually we do haircuts here. It's called like Fireball Friday, Fresh Fade Friday. So I even had a guy one time on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace came and brought me some comics in. I dropped $2,000 on him. My friend like, "You buying all those comics for $2,000?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah."
Tommy kept asking me, should I? I'm
Yeah.
like, just do it.
And all my friends were like, they're just, we're all getting our haircuts. Everybody's taking shots, drinking. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" And one of them was that Fantastic Four first appearance of Black Panther. There was a bunch of comics, some good ones in there.
Oh wow!
So I had to grab it.
Wow! But
I think we did.
Uh-oh.
by the way, Cargan wants to. He just woke up. He wants to know if you opened the book.
Somebody just woke up.
Are we ready for this?
I think everybody's ready. If they haven't dropped
ready.
out,
Drum
All
roll.
right, folks.
Drum roll.
Straight from EGS, courtesy of awesome friend of the channel and comic book canon alum, Comic Ozzy. We have a beautiful, beautiful Carnage Black, White, and Blood #1 version variant 9.6 signed
Nice. Oh, man. Ooh, nice.
by Patrick
Nice.
Gleason.
that's nice.
Nice. All red
This
too.
book-
Perfect for you.
And what's special about this book, besides the fact of it, before I give that away, let's look at this custom label. You got the spider right there, and look at that. You got
That's
a
cool.
Venom
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool.
like silhouette
Nice.
in the label. So big shout out to Tony and EGS for handling it. This is basically an AOK, whatever you want to call it, from Comic Ozzy. Quentin, he donated this to Comic Book Cannon's 1,000 subscriber contest, folks.
Nice.
So I may be opening this up today and showing it off, but this is going to be in the hands of some lucky winner when we roll out our 1,000 subscriber contest. So if you're watching right now and you ain't subbed yet, you better click that subscribe button.
Let's do that, guys. Why don't you guys sub up? We want to do the 1,000 sub contest.
We want to get there.
Stuff. Yeah, it's a good call out. Good call out.
Yep.
All right, moving on though. That was wow. That was like a halftime show. Moving on, who do we got? We got we got Union Josh Comics. Here is Scary Tales #6, published by Charlton Comics in 1976. Take a moment to appreciate this artwork, cover artwork, done by Bob Hall at the start of his career, just months after his first published work. This book also features early artwork from the legendary Mike Zeck. That's crazy. When I picked this up at my local comic shop, the guy behind the counter took a few minutes to admire the book before letting it out of the store. That's pretty cool. Definitely cool. Mike Zeck in the 70s. I thought he came alive in the 80s. I don't know. Not that he was born in the 80s. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, leave me alone. That was poor wording. All right, last but not least, we got the Bearded 189, fresh from the grave, with a legit fresh from the comic shop submission for Comic Book Canon. The cover to Wolverine 8 is so classy. I could only pose it with whiskey given to me at my bachelor party 5 years ago. pretty awesome. I love me some Jack Daniels, everybody. I really love Jack Daniels. And I love that cover. I do. That's a classic Wolverine cover. I think it's based off of Twins, the movie with Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger. Really cool cover. That's a good book, right? Great book right there, bearded one. All right. So here's the deal. I have one more fresh get of the week, but Tommy and April, you guys need to be tallying this stuff up. Do not disappoint Chris and I. We brought you on the show because we believed in you, kind of. But you got responsibilities. You need to live up to them.
We will.
So,
we'll try.
All right, here we go. I'm going to let you guys go for a hot second. You guys just discuss amongst yourselves. Your mics are still on. Don't say anything bad about Chris or I. Here we go. My last fresh get of the week. This may look familiar, but it's a book I believe in. Again, do with what you will. I would suggest finding these in the wild if you can. But this is New Agents of Atlas. Number 1. A lot of first appearances. In here. As well as a first cover appearance by Swordmaster, even though he appears in issue 2. Guys, this is people do compare this to Young Avengers number 1. I wouldn't go that crazy, but it does have potential. Shang-Chi is going to open up a lot of doors to different parts of the world, and I'm all in for it. I'll be honest, the story wasn't that great, but I love the cover. Absolutely love the cover. That's my last fresh get of the week. All right, Chris, we're going to take it to Tommy in April, see what they got.
And everybody came out. You know, there was a lot of good ones. Some of the ones that we wrote down, like I love the one about the setting the goal. I mean, I love that story. That was a great story. Time
out.
Yes, sir.
I skipped Carcom, US. He just hit us up right there. My bad, Carcom. I did skip you. It happens from time to time. We are not perfect. We are only human. From Carcom, US, The Punisher, Volume 2, number 218. First appearance of Frank Castle as War Machine. I'm sorry, guys. That is my bad. But Carcom gets the last book of the week. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. My bad. You guys are fellow co-hosts, and I just totally disrespected you. Go ahead. What do you got?
No, I like the Jack Daniels one too, because I mean that's a comic that I've been wanting to grab that I remember as a kid.
The one that stood out to me was the Super Crispy comics, because I'm a visual, like I love photography, so
yeah,
that's kind of how I do my grading. Yeah,
that's part of the criteria is the composition.
There's a lot of talent in that picture too. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
And that was. I mean, there was like I said, there was a lot of good ones. 360 comics with the typewriter, that was cool too. Because you know, like me and April, we try to do something, you know, visual, different, something, and that's things that we like. Of course, we're picking it. I would have to say the same thing as April. Super Crispy Comics is my choice too, because that picture is really nice. It's really cool, something different. I like it with the wood. It's cool. I like it.
So go ahead.
So
you have just decided Super Crispy Comics is moving on?
Yes, sir. That's what we picked. And then, I asked April, and she said, "Yeah, that was her pick too." So.
Wow! So it's unanimous. Okay, congratulations, Super Crispy. I do believe he moved on to. He moved on before. He may have been in the finals, but congratulations, Super Crispy. We really appreciate you and all of you guys that have submitted fresh from the comic shop. We will have a semifinalist next week that you will go head-to-head with, and then from there we'll have our finals, because Carcom is in the finals. All right, Chris, before we leave fresh from the comic shop, tell everybody how they do it. How do you do it to win this?
All right. Yeah, we have one more week. One more week of entries to we're gonna pick a semifinalist to win this beautiful CBCS 9.8 Something is Killing the Children #1 foil variant. All you need to do is download the Whatnot app. You click the link down there below, click it, download it, set up your account. It's really easy to do so, or your profile. Once you do that, follow us at Comic Book Canon on the Whatnot app. Then you just head to IG and do what you do by submitting your fresh gets. Take a picture, submit it. Make sure you leave the hashtag FFTCS, and also tag us at Comic Book Canon on your IG post. Again, criteria to look for, composition. We really want to see what you're doing with the book. Good photography skills, or how you pair it up with other things like you just saw in the semifinalists today. Super crispy. Story behind it. Tell why it's special to you, or the history of the comic book that's shown up, and of course, something unique, whether it's a unique comic, a unique cover, an appealing cover, whatever the case may be, and the game's on from there. So good luck to everyone that submits this coming week. Again, we're gonna have a winner.
Indeed, we will, guys. We appreciate each and every week. You guys just kill it each and every week, and again, congratulations, Super Crispy. All right, that ends Fresh from the Comic Shop, but we have another segment coming up. The show is not over yet. April and Tommy, your Friday night can't start until the show is over. We apologize, but we appreciate you being great co-hosts, and that was a hard decision. But moving on, though, we have another segment that we do that everybody knows and loves. It is the top 10 hottest comics of the week based off of cover prices data. That's right, real sales data, not speculation where you're throwing stuff to the wall thinking, oh, this will be a hot book. Real sales data. That's right. They release a top 10 list every Monday. Our show is live on Friday. Chris dives into the top 10, or actually we dive into the top 10, but Chris gives his 3 most interesting books from that list and why. So let's just get into it, guys. Are you guys ready? Tommy and April, are you guys ready?
Oh, yes. I love
All right. Here we go. We're just going to get into it, right, Chris?
Let's do it.
Let's just look at the top 10 hottest comics of the week. I'm obviously not ready because I'm just scrolling around trying to find that image. Here we go. The top 10 hottest comics of the week. At number 10, we have Eternals. Number 1, y'all may know that there's a little movie coming out in, I think, less than a month. I'm excited for it. I think Chris and Tommy and April are too. Number 9, we have Brightest Day. Number 4, first appearance of Jackson Hyde, a.k.a. Aqua Lad. I think they just announced an Aquaman series DC. So we'll see. At number 8, we have Moon Knight. Number 1, John Tyler Christopher, New York Comic-Con negative variant. That thing is sweet. These negative variants are sweet. I know you guys are artists. I know Chris is into it. Tommy, April, I'm loving that negative variant. Number 7, we have Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood. Stan Sakai, 125 variant. Number 6, we have Moon Knight. Number 3, the first appearance of Hunter's Moon. And number 5, we have Venom, Lethal Protector. Number 1. At number 4, we have Fantastic Four. Number 94, first appearance of Agatha Harkness. Number 3, we have Marvel Holiday Special. Number 2, we have Prophet number 1. And at number 1, we have Young Blood. Number 2, the pink logo variant. First appearance of Prophet and Shadowhawk. Good old Image days, everybody. Chris, interesting list.
Interesting list. Got 3 picks. But guess what, though?
What?
Jeff.
Yeah.
Before I talk about my top 3 picks, we have kind of like a, honorable mention type of book. Now, for those that don't know, there are daily books that cover price monitors day to day during the week, right? And we got to bring up an image because there was a certain book that actually was a top mover later in the week. So remember, these books run into Monday of this week. There was an announcement just 2 days ago now, and guess what book was a top mover? We got an image to show them, folks. Look at that beautiful book right in the middle. Look at that. What is that? What is that? That's a Warlock in the Infinity Watch. Number 1. Number 1. Yeah, that's right. You see it. Check it out. So I'm sorry that you don't have any because I own them all. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, here's the thing, though, folks. Jeff, Tommy, and April, that book could be in the top 10 next week.
It will be. It will be. Yeah? No doubt.
No, I need to grab one. I don't have one. I need to grab one if there's any left.
No 165s, No FF 66 or 67. No Marvel Premiere #1. I lie. Marvel Premiere #1 did make the movers list, but it was lower on the list. So, but again, look, I'm being quite honest. Really interesting that's the book, and maybe look because it is a cheaper book. I don't know, but I'm hoping that we can talk a bit more about it next week, huh?
We will.
Okay.
Let's talk about this week.
I like your confidence. Number 3 for this week, though. What do we got? Eternals #1 is my pick, folks. Let's look at these numbers real quick because I got a little pickle that I want to address here with this book. Eternals #1, 90% increase in sales. All right. Cover price actually reported a high sale in a 9.8 at $2,200, which I'm sure was relevant at the time. But they also stated this. This is them, not me. Quote, this cannot touch the highest sale it had back in May for $3,800 when the first trailer was released. Can this book get back to that price? If not, then this book shows signs of the old collecting market when books hit their height during a trailer. We're not sponsored by Cover Price, but we respect Cover Price. We use their data. I use Cover Price as a tool like every day almost. I'm logging into Cover Price.
Yep.
I love Cover Price, love the guys over at Cover Price. But I find their detailing of this book a little bit problematic, and I'm going to explain why. But it speaks to a bigger issue. All right. Now, these numbers were calculated as a Monday, which was the 11th, something like that, right? So, but look at this. On the 13th, there was a 9.8 white pages that sold for $3,200. All right. On the 14th, there was a 9.8 white pages best offer accepted at $3,500. So again, $3,500 is the sale price. It was the asking price, and they accepted the best offer. I don't know what the best offer was. That was on the 14th, which was yesterday. Also yesterday, there was a 9.8 white pages that sold for $2,500. And then yesterday, there was a 9.8 off-white to white pages that sold for $2,375. Now, the interesting thing is, there was no, on eBay, I'm going to assume, I don't know for a fact, I'm going to assume that 3,800 9.8 CGC sale in May was a heritage auction, because I know they take from heritage auction as well in their data. That's what I'm going to assume. Or it might have been from mycomicshop.com, because they collect data from that side as well. But the really interesting thing is this. Not only was there this kind of like this going on the last couple of days, which I'm going to talk to in a second, I didn't see any sales peaking on eBay at all. You could go all the way back to June and up to now, up to October, and the books were going pretty much like this. And even for raw books, the highest raw copy sold on eBay was in October. It was on October 3rd for a winning bid of $1,275. The previous high wasn't in May or when a trailer dropped. It was on July 23rd for $750. So I don't like that we have a database that's reporting on sales data and stating that, you know, they're not saying if it can do this or if it can do that, but the statement saying this book shows, if not, this book shows signs of the old collecting market when books hit their height during a trailer. This book is not hit its height, at least on the main online marketplaces, until now, October, before the release of this film. And I got to say this too. Books don't hit their height when a trailer drops, and then they just go back down to nothing. They hit possibly what is called a peak that sets a new floor, and maybe it cools off a little bit after the trailer, but maybe up to the release of the film, it peaks up a little bit. but we got to talk about big picture and long term, because most key books, unless it's for a villain that just flops or anything like that, even after the release of the movie, these books are key books for a reason, and there's going to be ebb and flow that I talk about all the time. So maybe I'm just looking too deep into this comment and taking it out of context, but maybe they're not saying that when a trailer drop, books hit their all-time height. Maybe it's just short-term height. I don't know what they mean by it, but I would be very careful reading into this. All right. And another thing that I want to point out before we move on to my next book is this. I talked about this with Swagloss today on my live show. In one day, in the same day, you had a 9.8 white pages sell for a best offer from $3,500, where the previous day it sold for $3,200. In that same day, it sold for $2,500. The same day, you had about roughly close to $1,000 difference in a matter of 24 to 48 hours for the same book, CGC 9.8 white pages. Why is that? Does it mean that this book is like cooling off or crashing in a matter of 24 hours? No, it's because you got to understand, especially in 9.8s, especially for older books, there's not many on the market at one time. And one of these was a bid. One of them was a buy it now. The buy it now was more expensive. Maybe somebody said, I can't wait to bid and maybe lose out on it. I'm going to buy it now for the $3,200 or whatever, just because I want to secure it. But then a few hours later, when people are actually bidding on it, it sells for $2,500. This is why I say don't get caught up in fair market value, especially for books that are worth thousands of dollars. A matter of $500, $600, $800 could just mean a matter of a moment in the few eyes that are putting their wallets and putting their monies to this book any given moment. So what's my point here? My point is this. Even if there was one book that sold when the trailer dropped for $3,800, it was just one book. And that one book seems to be an outlier. It seems to be an outlier because there's no data on any other public marketplace that I was able to do research on that had a sale even close to $3,800 for this Eternals #1 in a 9.8 since May, right? Since the trailer dropped. So it's just, you guys, you got to be careful. This book is still healthy on the market. And what I'm seeing is that it's still, these values are still increasing overall up until the movie release. So it's,
I don't think it's a buyer beware or anything like that. I think it's a situation where cover price, all these tools are not perfect. Cover price has outliers that affect the fair market value from what you see on their algorithm. All right. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen, and it makes things a little bit more complicated in terms of how you look and do your research and things like that. Always keep that in mind. That being said, with this specific book, we've been hearing a lot of things. For a lot of things we've been hearing is that Eternals is going to just change the MCU, flip it, like it's going to have a major impact in the MCU. And I know everybody says that about all the films, but not really. I love Thor Ragnarok, but it didn't have that much of an impact on the MCU specifically. But this one apparently will. You have Dane Whitman in there, who's, the Black Knight. He won't turn to the Black Knight, I don't think, in this movie, but you have a lot of first appearances and that are from this book. So, great insight on that right there. Tommy, April, you guys have thoughts?
No, I'm glad I wish I grabbed one, but I do have two. I grabbed Eternals 2 and an 8.0. I wish I had one, but I mean, I got a good deal on 2. So, and yeah, I'm just happy to have it, and I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to check it out.
I remember Thomas showing me them before I even knew about the trailer. He already had them.
Well, I think too, because Salma Hayek's on there, so.
Yeah, that trailer looks good. All the trailers look gorgeous. It looks like one of the most beautiful Marvel films to date.
Yeah.
Super excited about that. All right, Chris, your second most interesting book from this list. What is it?
I'm ashamed. I'm almost ashamed that I'm talking about this book and that I picked it. But like we always say, Jeff, interesting. Not because I love him to death, right? My number 2 pick is Marvel Holiday Special number 1. I have this book. I remember purchasing this book for like a quarter, when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, 11 years old or something like that, right? This book is hot because of the most random speculation I have ever seen in my life. And I have seen some randomness that I've chuckled on. So for those that don't know, James Gunn recently tweeted responding to a fan's question asking any shot we get the introduction of a new character in the Guardians Holiday Special. He responded by saying, in my incredible subjective and admittedly often odd opinion, we'll be introducing one of the greatest MCU characters of all time. Jeff and I did the news on this tweet, and we talked about how this can be anybody, right? So somehow, some way, people somehow, some way put mutants in the discussion. Like, first off, nobody ever talked about mutants. And then they took that into specking on Santa Claus. Because in this book, Cerebro, the mutant finder that Professor Xavier wears on his head, found out that he's like top level mutant. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this book had a 185% increase in sales, and a high raw sold for $45. $45, folks. I'm just glad there wasn't a 9.8 sale for like $400 or something. Look, and Jeff, you know that I'm very humble to how people collect, and I don't mock the way people collect, but there's been a few things lately to where I really pull out the question marks, and I don't. If you want to talk about pulling a rabbit out of your ass, I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I mean, I have no words. I can't say anything else. I can't. Who is paying $45 for this book? For one, I want to know. If you're watching, whoever paid $45 for this book, hit me up. Hit me up. We need to have a conversation. Bring you on the show. I don't know. I really hope it's not here next week, and we have a CGC 9.8 high sale of like over $300.
Listen, actually the question I have is, why does Dan Della Torre know so much about the Care Bears and Santa Claus? No, I don't know, guys. It's we've seen weird things. We've seen a lot of weird things. A lot of people just kind of grabbing at straws. Is that the terminology I'm looking for here? It kind of baffles me. Like, I don't know what the thinking is. I mean, sure, Santa Claus could show up in this Guardians of the Galaxy special, I guess. But even then, I don't see the long-term value or spending $45 on it.
Just to interject real quick, there is the correlation there because it's a holiday special, right? So I guess that's one idea where they went to the holiday.
Yeah, I mean, there's some sort of, but if you think this thing is going to retain value at $45 or more, you're crazy. Tommy, April, we need your thoughts.
I wouldn't buy it. We gotta buy baby wipes and diapers. So
yeah,
$45 for that.
Yeah.
Hey, like you said, some people they just it's something and then they have to get it. They have to jump on it.
It's the FOMO, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm wondering I am really wondering if there was a YouTuber or a blogger that talked about this book, and that's where it got. I don't know, and I'm not accusing anyone. And if they did, hey, I mean, all power to them.
Here's the deal: like Mark Lennox, this is James Gunn. I wouldn't put it past him. Santa Claus. Sure, it's a Christmas special or holiday special. But here's the deal: that comic is not going to retain value of $45 raw.
Even if Santa Claus shows up, I mean,
no.
And if he shows up, there's no way he's going to show up as an Omega level mutant.
And is there any long term, like, is he going to be a mainstream? Is he going to be in the Avengers after this? Like,
Yeah.
like honestly, like, think about it. Like, they're not. There's so many Santa Claus films. They're not going to. Okay, moving on. April and Tommy, you have the final. If you guys want to talk about this more, we can. But I really would like to move on. I think they're done with baby wipes and diapers.
Yep.
I don't know what they're doing.
You could probably buy baby wipes and resell them at a higher ROI than you could buying this book.
We can move on.
All right, we're gonna move on. I'm tired of talking about it, but whoever bought it for $45, I hope you enjoy it. Honestly,
there you go.
That's what we say. You know, if it's worth it to you to buy it, go for it. Don't let us dissuade you. All right. Moving on, Chris, what is your final, most interesting book of the week off of this list?
All right, guys, this is a fun one. I actually talked about this one because it was already getting hot. You know, for the month of October, Jake Gyllenhaal is just, you know, one smooth dude. And if you throw his name on anything comic book related, people are going to flock to it. Number 1 is Youngblood. Number 2, the pink logo variant, folks. The standard print came with the green Youngblood logo. The pink logo variant has been making moves. We had 157% increase in sales with the high CGC 9.8 selling for $365. So, look, this is another one that some of you may be like, oh, there's another book that, wow, 9.8, you know, early 90s Image selling for $365. Look, take a step back there. I'm going to be a bit humble with this one. We know that these books had large print runs. You know, you don't know how many 9.8s are out on the census. I have my issues with 9.8s. I've said that week after week now lately. I wouldn't pay $365 for this book and a 9.8 at all. I didn't look up raw numbers. I usually do, but I'm assuming you could probably still find this book maybe around, I'm just estimating, I don't know, $20 in a high grade, $20, $30. I don't know. But it wasn't long ago, like before Jake Gyllenhaal had to put his, you know, smooth, suave self up on this property because he's going to be playing the Prophet character because this is the first appearance of Prophet and Shadowhawk, where you could find this book in the bargain bins. I found this book in a quarter bin, decently higher grade, signed by Rob Liefeld himself. Pink logo, pink logo variant. So score, right? But look, I'm happy to see. I want to see something come to fruition with an early 90s Image. You know, not the Image that we know today, where they work on those. You know, they really have that kind of indie. You know, we're gonna do all these different genres. You know, we don't need to stick with superhero. We don't need to be like Marvel and DC in the big two. I still would like to see a connected universe with all these original Image characters. I think that would be awesome. You know, and just for fun, really, just for fun. Not that it needs to stand up to the MCU like DC does, because they do. But, you know, I think it would be really cool. You get someone like Jake Gyllenhaal, though. I mean, he really is an amazing actor. And I think that says something. And we got to look past the fact that it's an early 90s book. It's Image. It has a crazy high print run. I love that there's attention on these books, folks. And I always say, be cautious about the 9.8s. Find a high raw, spend a little money, send it in, try to get the 9.8s. You know, will this book hold its value? It's tough. You know, I think there's a lot of that hype. You know, when we get announcements like this, if something happens though, where we get, I do believe it's going to be a TV show. and it's an amazing show, like the Umbrella Academy. It can stick. It can absolutely stick. And then, like I said, if anything lasts a long period of time, and we get other characters, Shadowhawk comes in, and we get some type of connected universe, even if it's maybe just on a streaming service and not on the big screen, I'm all for it, man. So be on the lookout for this. I think this is a fun book to spec on if you can still find it, in your back issue bins for cheap. Low risk, possible high return. How high? I can't go there, but I'm excited to see this show.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say either. I wouldn't go investing in this book. Me personally, again, if you guys all feel that you see the value in doing so, go for it. But I don't. I really don't know. Jake Gyllenhaal is awesome. Almost everything he does. So to get that name attached, but again, it's really hard. Still, there's a lot of steps that they have to accomplish to get that show or film. I think it may be a film, but there's a lot of steps that need to get done, because you remember that Jamie Foxx was attached to Spawn. Where's that? That was 2-3 years ago. So again, it'd be cool to see these image characters on screen. But again, just tread cautiously. April, Tommy, what do you guys think?
I like you said, you find it in the dollar bin, I would grab it. $1 or whatever. Yeah. You're not really going to lose, but yeah, I'm the same way. I wouldn't invest in it. If I find it cheap, I'll grab it, just stick it in, and just hold on to it. And I get lucky sometimes finding stuff like that. I'm like, oh, just buying a whole collection, and I'm like, oh, it had this in there, and I just stick it to the side. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a, if you got them, great. Look for them in dollar bins. There's probably there, but I wouldn't be paying $45 for this or $365 for a 9.8. Oh no!
And that's what I'm saying too. It's like, I guarantee you, even right now after this hype, you got a lot of folks that are going to have these in the back issue bins for $1 to maybe $3, whatever the case may be. So. That's what I would do if you're on a hunt, and I always do that. Whenever I go to LCSs, I know what to look for. I'm digging back issue bins and seeing what's going on. Just be aware of those LCSs. If you do find this in the dollar bin and you bring it up, and they're like, "Oh, that was in the dollar bin. Wait a minute, Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna $20."
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But yeah, you all know you need to look out for those horrible stores. But anyways, all right, interesting list. But that there ends the top 10 hottest comics of the week. We're going to have a great list next week with a bunch of WATLOCK!
That was awesome.
I made that up myself. Listen, this has been an amazing episode because we had two amazing people on. Tommy and April, we truly appreciate you. You guys, honestly, you got to come back on. You got to keep engaging with the community, and you got to get your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's something I need to look at. Yeah, that's something I do need to look at. Because I'm always hunting. I mean, if it's not comics, it's something else, and that's why I post stuff on my Instagram. So me and April are really appreciative that you guys invited us. April always said, one day. They ask us to be on there, and I always said, well, I don't have a YouTube channel. I don't, I get more people on my car Instagram, than the comic one. And I'm like, I don't think anybody, really wants to see what we bring in. And it was a shock when you told us. I was like, oh man, it's kind of like a goal we always wanted to have to be on the show. And you guys are real. We watch every weekend after I get the haircut.
We appreciate
it. We watch.
We appreciate it greatly. We don't care that you don't have a YouTube. You guys are members of this community that engage and you're active. You guys do really cool stuff. Lot of cool stuff.
Thank you.
We don't want you ever stop, and we don't want you ever to lose in touch with us. And again, we should talk about how you guys can launch your own thing, because you guys,
thank you.
You're so creative, both of you guys, and what you do. And we look forward to seeing. We look forward to seeing what you guys bring each and every week. No doubt.
Thanks.
Same to you guys.
Yeah. We're always
I would
watching.
say
You guys
too.
are.
You know, like
You guys-
this is a two-way community, man. You know, and I always say like everyone that's in the chat every week, that's watching the videos and dropping the comments. You know, it's such a building. You know, we're all building blocks in this, and you know, we may be the ones that tend to be in front of the camera, but you know, you guys add so much to it. And I mean, I talked about this before. Just everyone in the chat hanging out. We got people probably from all around the world hanging out, talking, and like excited to see everyone here. And we're not even here physically.
Right.
We're all over the place,
Oh, yeah.
but we're here in spirit, mind, and just the emotion between all of us. It matters, man. So that energy that you guys bring just in the chat and submitting your fresh gets for fresh from the comic shop, and just, you know, it's
Appreciate it. Thank you.
it's us what we are, you know. So to have you guys here is very, very fitting.
Thank you. We look at you guys like some homies, so you know we're always ready to. Like my buddies, I'm like, hey, you guys got to go. I got to go watch.
I don't know how Tommy found your channel, but he started watching it, and then there were days he was out here on Fridays with this, you know, getting his hair cut, and I started watching it. I'm like, Tommy, I text him. I'm like, it's comic book canon time. Come on.
Because sometimes my buddies want to drink, and I'm like, I gotta go in.
Oh,
and watch.
Our son even says comic book canon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Our son watches too.
I took them to my mom's so she could watch them while we did this, and I was like, well, Tommy, we're gonna be home, but we're gonna do comic book canon. He's like, oh, I want to be on there.
He does.
How old is he?
He's 5 years old. I started late in life. I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so we got little kids. So.
They are cuties too. We were making sure the StreamYard link worked last night. Holy cow, they are adorable. And yeah, your son kept. We were talking. He kept interjecting and like completely getting in like
it's all day long. They got energy.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that I like is my son now. He like I go in his room and he's setting up his little display.
Yeah,
and he has it all lined up nice. He'll have like a Predator. And there'll be like Predator stuff, like a comic, and I'm like, man. He always says, "Daddy, come look at my display, look at my setup." So he's getting into it. And he loves Black Panther. I mean, he's always and Spider-Man. So it's cool that we all get to watch. It's a family.
So heartwarming to hear that and to feel that. Yeah, it's incredible. But again, we appreciate you guys so much for
thank you guys
joining
so much.
us.
We're honored.
We appreciate you all for joining us every Friday night as well, watching and just engaging in the community. We love you guys. Chris is right. Like it doesn't make sense to do this without you guys. So sub up if you like it. We're hoping to hit 1,000 soon. We got a lot of cool gifts to give away. Chris, I think there's one right to your left.
I don't mind holding on to it for a while, but guys, come on! I want to get it off my hands.
Nice.
So we'll talk about what that contest is. But Chris, any final words for the episode?
Final words?
Yeah. Hold on. It's true. He's done it before.
Chris.
That's why he has like 18,000 comic books, because he sells his body a lot. All right. With that, you all be good to yourselves. You all have a great week, and we will see you here next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Like, sub, tell your friends. Have a good one.
Thank you.